that smell like transmission fluid. Ask them. And you open it, you're like, oh, God. Dog, you eat these fucking things? People tell you, how do you eat 4? I told a lady at Perennial that you ate 2 of them the other day. She was like, I can't even imagine that. She goes, I get a square and cut it into 2s.
Yeah.
And she goes, I get fucked up for 4 or 5 hours straight.
But you know what's weird? What did I have? I had 3 of the Red Stars last night. That's just $3.75. I have $3.75.
Just to warm up.
For nothing. I got pretty high.
For like 4 hours. Yeah, for 2. It hits you, but then it goes away real fast.
Right, yeah, absolutely.
It disappears real fast.
Yeah.
We burn through these stars. Our main edible are the stars. So we built a tolerance to them. Like most people could eat 1 red one and they see the fucking...
But I mean, isn't it THC though? Because like I have an extreme tolerance to smoking. Like I can fucking
smoke, yeah, for days.
Dude, I can smoke all day. The only reason I don't do it anymore is because like my throat will start to hurt.
Yeah, I'm not getting nowhere.
I'll get a headache, you know.
That first high in the morning is my best. I get super high in the morning. I do all the little things I have to do while I'm high. If I hit it again, I get a little high. But once I come back from jiu-jitsu, I hit the pipe maybe once.
Do you ever take a break just to get really high? Because
sometimes
I took that break for like 6 months.
And how'd it work?
Oh no! When I came back, I got really fucking high
for a week. And
then it was great.
Yeah, for a week, you get fucking stoned. You're eating your fingers.
Yeah, it's great.
Ready?
I'm ready. Let's do this.
Let's do this shit. We want to start yakking while the fucking thing's hitting you.
The Church of What's Happening Now is presented by Onnit. This show is also brought to you by Hint Water. Go to hint.com/church and check out Hint Water. Hint Water is a brand new water that brings you the fresh taste of fruit with pure water. And right now, when you go to hint.com/church, you're going to get a variety pack of their most popular flavors for only $15. It's normally $24. Drink hint.com/church. Show is also brought to you by MeUndies. Go to MeUndies.com/Joey right now to get 20% off of your first order. Shipping is always free in the U.S. and Canada. Go to MeUndies.com/Joey right now. Check out their shirts, their socks, their underwear. I love their sweatpants. Go to MeUndies.com/Joey right now.
Here we go. Mr. Gomez is in studio. Kick that muley. Don't make me tell you again. Kick that motherfucker. I don't care what the Animal Society says. Kick that motherfucker. It's Thursday night, December 8th. What? Oh shit. Jews jumping up and down. You got fucking 16 more days to Yom Kippur or Hanukkah, one of those motherfuckers. One more star going. We're at 1,600 milligrams. Call Ripley, call his mother, call Guinness. It's the Church of What's Happening Now, bitches. Oh shit. Black people jumping up and down. Oh shit, break out the gorilla biscuits. Here we go. Do it, Mr. G. What you did to me, 'cause I'm not the same. Oh shit. You just don't know. Oh shit. You wanted it, you got it and shit. We've been doing bong hits, stars of death. We've been taking good care of Mr. G though. We don't want to kill him tonight. We want him to make the plane tomorrow.
You know what? I keep on getting warned about this show. Over and that's the one thing I've gotten is like, listen to me. Don't have anything to do after the show. Make sure your flight's not too early the next day. Don't drink the water because Joey might put acid in it. There's all of these.
We can't find the acid. Lee got rid of it by mistake.
I don't think so. I think you put it in some water. So it's like the Willy Wonka ticket, but you just put some acid in some random water.
There's like 7 fucking hits of Pink Floyd acid in this room somewhere.
In one of these bottles of water.
No, it's probably under one of those couches. I hit it, and I can't remember where the fuck I hit it because when we did it, we got paranoid. So it's in one of the album covers. It's here, though.
Yeah. One day, somebody's going to be very happy. I was moving furniture one time with Dave Smith. We used to be roommates. He's a comedian and one of my co-hosts on my other podcasts. And we were moving our couch, and as we were moving it, on the day we were moving, a bag of cocaine fell out of the couch. Like, probably like, you know, like an 8-ball. And it was me, him, and our buddy Wes. And literally, we all stopped. We saw it fall on the floor. We all paused for exactly 1 second. And then we dove for it, all three of us. And we wrestled around on the floor until one of us finally got it. And then, of course, we just shared it. But we did a line each immediately. And then we felt guilty because we didn't really do cocaine. It was a buddy of ours, our drug dealer friend, Jablonski. He would fucking come over with like tons of drugs all the time, and he accidentally dropped it on our couch. It was like a year old. So then we felt guilty, and then we ended up flushing it down the toilet, the rest of it.
You should have sold it.
Yeah.
At least split 60 a piece, something.
I mean, how would we have sold it?
I don't know. There's some fucking buddy in the comedy club that'll give you $50.
Yeah, but it's not enough. If it was like a big bag of cocaine, there's no way we would have flushed it. We'd be like, all right, let's fucking figure this out.
It was 3 grams. Somebody would give you $50 for it.
Yeah, but I would have had to go out and fucking be hawking weed at comedy clubs.
Not at all.
I wasn't doing comedy
You
yet.
have one friend that does coke. Everybody has one creepy friend that does coke. Just call him up and go, I got a deal of the century.
I think I have one friend that doesn't do coke.
Yeah, so you call that. Don't call him. Call everybody else and go, whoever gets here first has a deal of a century. Bring $50 and watch them come over.
That's true.
It's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I found a bag of coke once. I thought it was like meeting God. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'd rather find you have more chances of finding money than finding like 2 grams of fucking blow. Like, you go to 7-Eleven, that's what it was.
Yeah.
It was 10 years ago at the Curson 7-Eleven. And the fucked up thing was...
You remember the day.
Oh, my God. I went in there the other day. They had the audacity to put the lighters back out because I disappeared. They used to have NFL lighters. I used to clip 2 a fucking pop right in front of them while I was paying. They looked down. I take 2 and just hold on.
Is this recently?
No, this was 10 years ago. But they put the lighters back this week because I went in there Tuesday.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, shit, they got the lighters back out. I was ready to clip one.
Yeah.
And I go, why fuck around at this point in the game?
Don't you just kind of want to, because I do that sometimes just to test my ability still.
Oh,
if I could just
you're
fucking,
like my cousin.
just for no reason.
I do it all the time.
For stupid shit. Like I was the other day. I was with my chick and we were at Rite Aid and there's like nail polishes like up at the front thing. So for no reason, right in front of the chick as I'm paying, I grab one of the nail polishes, put it under my hand. I'm palming it. That's all I'm doing. Not a big deal.
Putting it in your hand like you're reaching for money.
Just nothing.
And you drop the fucking thing and you take out the wallet and they look at you like, no, he didn't have no nail polish in his hand.
Nice and simple. Put it in my
fucking
pocket.
Crazy. It's like Houdini.
I walk outside, give it to her as a nice little gift, and I'm being funny, which is hilarious. She doesn't want nail polish. There's nothing. But for some reason, I still want to be able to test my ability to see if I could do that. And I could.
I still do it. It's a terrible fucking... I don't shoplift like bags of chips. I got an addiction for just lighters. Just lighters. If you're dumb enough to put a lighter in front of me, I'll take... The space I go to, the 7-Eleven I go to has little lighters out. They even put, like, when they're overflowed on lighters, they put them sideways.
Yeah.
Which is like an invitation for a sucker like me. Yeah. But I like them so much. If I asked them for a lighter, they'd probably give it to me, so why rob them,
Yeah. I'm notorious at stealing people's lighters, like, in life.
By mistake? Yeah. By mistake on purpose.
Not on purpose. I don't care enough to give it back to them.
You go out with a green lighter, you come home with a white lighter.
Yeah.
And it's filled, and you're like, who the fuck took my lighter? Well, at least I came home with a fucking lighter.
Yeah.
That's the magic of weed. That's why you are connected with weed sometimes. Because sometimes you go out with a red lighter, and you come home with a green lighter, and you're like, what the fuck? Well, I didn't lose anything. Maybe a little bit of fucking butane. You know what I'm saying? You're looking pale over there, dog. I haven't seen you this pale since the first time you did kettlebells.
I'm just thinking about having so much coke that you don't realize you dropped an 8-ball. Like I've never found like that. I couldn't imagine.
You're fucked up.
Losing drugs.
You're fucked up. You're going through your pockets. You got an 8-ball in there. You got a gram for later. You got 3 pills in there. You got cash. You got weed. You got rolling papers. You got a lighter.
Yeah.
You got a wallet, and it's all in there. And you take it out all night because you're paranoid. All night you're like, where's that coke? And one time when you go for the coke, the 3 ecstasy pills will fall out, or the 8 Vicodins will fall out.
You got to take money out of your pocket,
and
then
yeah, it happens, man.
Yeah.
I've dropped coke on a fucking couch.
Or the move was you're doing it in the bathroom, you put it down on the thing in the bathroom, and you forget you put it down, and you leave, and that's it. Then the next dude is taking a shit, just as rocking and rolling.
It's crazy that you said that, because I was just thinking about this Chinese restaurant I used to deliver coke for. And they had like they had like 2 bathrooms for customers. Then they had a bathroom for Chinese people only where they went in. Then they had another bathroom for the women in the back. But if you went back in the storage room, they had a little bathroom with a little, it looked like a closet.
Yeah.
It was just a toilet and a sink. And I would go in there and weigh the coke. And I would put the coke on the toilet. It was white. And I would put the coke on the toilet and do a couple lines and get ready to deliver Chinese food. And one night, I must have been in a rush. I came in 2 days later to weigh coke, and there was a line this big on that fucking thing. That unless you have a trained eye, you're not going to see that.
Wow.
Unless you have a cocaine-trained fucking eye. And nobody there did drugs. They smoked pot from time to time. So,
yeah.
What's up, Lee?
Well, you guys were talking earlier about, and I only did it once, flying with weed. And the only time I did it, I had some edibles. I was flying home, and I got too paranoid. Like, you've always talked about how you just put it underneath the plane, like before when you used to go back and forth between Colorado and New York. I was too nervous. I was like, I don't want to get there and then have them take my luggage. So I brought it in my backpack. But this is the only time this has ever happened. TSA brought a separate like scanner to the gate, and they were scanning random people at the gate. I couldn't have been more scared.
That's when they nail you right there.
Oh my god! And then I thought about you. I got pulled over today, and like I was so happy I wasn't stoned I've never been. Have you been pulled over stoned?
Oh, it's horrible.
Oh.
You start fucking mumbling and stumbling.
Oh, I was doing
that. That was the one thing that I liked about stopping smoking weed. It was like 6 months that I didn't smoke weed. Like, and I forgot, but like I used to always have weed on me. And in New York City, it's gotten a little better, but like it's not Cali, dude. Cali, you guys are fucking like partying out here. It is like you don't even get it, dude. You go to fucking New York City.
Oh, bro, I lit up one time and 20 people looked at me like I was a Martian.
Yeah, it's
right by Opie and Anthony, right down there at 9 in the morning. It's like you're a
fucking criminal, dude.
You know me. I took a joint out and
course.
Fucking people were looking at me. Even in Jersey, when I'm in Edgewater, I go outside and
it's
smoke.
It's not like that. Cali, it's like you guys don't know how good you have it. If you haven't been to New York, if you go to New York City, it's like you're doing heroin. I'm assuming if you did heroin on the streets of California, it's how people look at you if you're smoking weed in New York City.
Let me tell you something, okay? I was in New York City since 1966. You know, as a kid, my mom took me to see the Harlem Globetrotters, 42nd Street. I went everywhere. And there was a time in New York City. This is how much New York has changed. Okay, there was a time in New York City when I was a child, maybe 6. From the age of 6 to maybe 11. And I'm not exaggerating here. I spent my time within 88th Street and Broadway. That's where I went to school, PS 166. But on the weekends, I would go to my godmother's on 148th. In the mid-70s, and this is no exaggeration, ask your dad or your uncles or somebody who remembers the 70s in New York, you'd see a fucking heroin dude nodding every 4 minutes.
You still see it in New York.
Okay, and I mean, they were everywhere.
Yeah.
It was infested. The upper west side. I wasn't a big upper east side guy, so I can't tell you.
Yeah.
I used to go to 116th and 3rd, like by the park, to get coke from my mom's friend. But that was later on in life. Heroin was everywhere. That's what you saw from 107th Street all the way to 178th Street from Port Authority. They would nod as the light was changing. Mr. Gomez, nod. And when the light would change, they would walk across the street and then nod again.
Yeah.
You would never, it was like Walking Dead. That's what it was. You saw 2 Walking Dead people on every fucking block. But downtown New York, all those other west side, up the, 8th Avenue, you would smell weed all the time when I was a kid. 42nd Street would reek of fucking weed. Nobody ever said nothing. Reek of weed.
Yeah.
When you made the right onto, and you saw that thing spinning with the news, the ticker, and you made the left onto Broadway, whatever that is, that would be a drug dealer hell.
Yeah.
That was all drug dealers. Then the 80s came. And the early 80s, you could do blow anywhere in New York.
Yeah.
Any club you went to, if you went into the women's bathroom, there was 4 or 5 people doing blow. Women wouldn't even say nothing. It was that open. I left New York in 85, and cocaine was wide open. You could be at a bar in Manhattan and take a package out and do this, and nobody would look at you. Nobody would look at you weird because that yuppie mentality hadn't hit yet.
Well, now it's an elitist town. Like, it's so fucking expensive.
Right, it's so expensive
to live in New York now that it's like, it's become this like, and with weed, it's changing a little. I'll say it is changing, okay? Because you'll smell weed in the air now. If you go to certain areas, you go to the West Village, down by the Comedy Cellar, you'll see people smoking weed.
Right.
It's a little hip.
But not on 89th Street, you won't.
No, not
you
really.
light a joint by the stand? Like, I've been by the stand. I lit a joint by the stand.
I got arrested outside of the stand. I can't go to fucking Canada. Because of getting arrested outside of the
What
stand.
the fuck do you think I'm talking about? That's the Upper West, right? That's 20th Street.
No, that's it's Gramercy, but that's
20th Street.
Yes.
Are you kidding me? That was Heroinville when I was a kid.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Needles Park, 23rd Madison.
I did not know that you got arrested outside the stand.
I did.
But down by this for smoking weed?
Yeah, well, here's the thing, right?
Yeah,
this is the point.
I told you.
This is why I like, this is what I was saying before. When I stopped smoking weed, two stars, guys. 2 stars. I can't speak anymore. Okay. So, no, but when I wasn't smoking weed, I was walking around, and you'd walk past a cop, and I was so used to being fearful because I always had weed in my pocket. And now that I didn't have weed in my pocket, it was like a breath of fresh air. Like I wasn't committing a crime at all times. So cops weren't making me as nervous. You know what I'm saying? But if there was a cop that I just literally was coming like 10 feet with, I would get nervous if they could smell it on me. And it's not like you go to fucking prison for smoking weed in New York City, but it fucks up your night. It'll fuck up your weekend if you get caught on a Friday. If you get caught smoking a joint on a Friday night,
you'll spend the weekend in jail.
The weekend in jail until Monday.
6 hours, yep.
It fucking sucks.
I heard.
And that's all it is. It sucks. But if in Canada the rules are to get in that country,
yeah, you can't get in.
No, I can, but I got to pay a few $100s a year, and it's up to them. They could deny me the license. It's a whole bunch of bullshit that I have to go through now just to get to Canada. Just crazy.
Now, let me ask you this, because a friend of mine said he went to David Gilmour at the Garden, and he had really good seats, and somebody lit a joint up, and they looked at him like fucking he was retarded.
No, you can't do it at the Garden. You do the vape pen.
I don't want to smoke no fucking vape pen. I want to smoke a vape pen like I want a dick in my ass. I don't want to smoke no fucking vape pen. What are you, fucking crazy? That's what I don't understand.
I never. It's very dainty.
I used to
get. It's like the fucking cigarettes that women would smoke in the 40s. Oh. The long fucking.
The Cruella de Vil ones.
Yeah. That's what vape pens are.
In '94, I used to work on 11th Avenue where they sell all the cars down there.
Yeah.
Okay, and I used to get out of Manhattan Jeep Eagle.
Like 40s?
It's 57, 56.
Okay, yeah.
There's a diner on the corner there and a hot dog man. I used to get off at work at 9, 7:30, sometimes 6:30. And I remember walking up 57th Street by the CBS building and shit. And dog, as soon as I walked out of that building, it's 1994, so that's 22 years ago. I was in my 30s. I'd walk out of there, I'd make a left on 11th Avenue. The street would be pretty empty until I hit 57th. I started walking up.
Yeah.
As soon as I hit 57th, I sparked up.
Yeah.
I remember standing in front of that David Letterman building, sparking, like smoking, because it was too cold.
Yeah.
I didn't want to walk. And nobody said dick. Nobody looked at their head up.
Well, that's the problem with like I'm addicted like that, and that's the problem. And I've been arrested for smoking weed like 10 times. Like it's like people that smoke weed don't do that. Like I do it to the point where if I'm going somewhere and I know that I'm going to be like on a road trip for a while and I can't smoke, like I'll make them pull over and like fucking stop at a rest stop. Yeah, like every time. Like it's like an addiction. That's where it's not a good thing. Where I literally need it every single day in the morning. You know?
I don't need alcohol.
Yeah.
I could stay off coke for a few days, but I would never have to do it in the daytime. This is my fucking drug.
Yeah.
Since the time I was 12, first time I smoked it, I knew it was me.
Yeah, same thing.
I knew it was me. Alcohol for me is something that was something I did with other drugs, you know, right. But it's not something that I'm going to go into a bar and get a beer. I wish I could be one of those guys. I grew up in the 70s where TV shows, when you walked into a guy's apartment, he just turned around and poured you a whiskey and gave it to you.
Yeah. You
didn't say, was that Southern Comfort? You just drank the fucking
right.
thing.
Yeah.
So I always wanted to be that guy that could drink. I can't drink.
Yeah. I was drinking whiskey every night for the past fucking like 8 years almost. Probably killing myself, like really like just fucking my body up. Because at comedy clubs we don't pay for alcohol, so I'm drinking for free every night. And you know, I just stopped drinking a year. It'll be January 22nd. It'll be a year. I don't look at it as even being a big deal. I don't understand, like, it's not hard for me. So I'm not applauding myself. I'm not one of these people that's going to post it on Facebook and be like, oh, look at what I did. Who gives a shit? I'll probably make a stupid joke about it. But weed is hard. Every day was a struggle when I was not smoking weed. Every single day.
When I got locked up, that was the hardest part of getting locked up.
Really?
The thought of going to prison for me, because when I went to Boulder County for those 3 weeks and waited for my bail to get reduced, they were smoking weed in there. There's no drug test in there.
Yeah.
People getting arrested and tucking weed in their asshole and bringing it in. And you know what, man? Like they would charge you $10 for a joint or something, or $10 for rolling
even
paper.
now. If you go to just the Tombs for the weekend or the night in New York City, it was like, this is a while ago, but it was like, I think it was like $20 or $30 for a joint, and it was a little tiny pen, or like
pen joint,
as small as it could be. I mean, you have no idea,
fucking
dude.
Crazy.
And we bought it, dude. Me and another guy bought it. Yeah, dude, that's it. Done.
3 hits.
But it was great. It was glorious, dude.
To be high in jail.
Cigarettes in jail are fucking the best. I don't smoke cigarettes anymore.
I didn't smoke cigarettes when I went to prison. I didn't even, in '87, I didn't even dream of smoking cigarettes then. That wasn't even, I couldn't even get in your car if you smoked.
Well, I'm also comparing my night in Central bookings to your time in prison.
No. I've been at the Tombs, dog.
I know.
You gotta let people know. It ain't no fucking joke.
It sucks.
It's like fucking, the Wu-Tang Clan.
Dude, there's fights in there. People are trying to prove themselves. It sucks, dude.
Dog,
it's not fun.
You might get killed at the Tombs because you might run into a guy who don't give a fuck, Lee. He don't give a fuck. He's already got a murder.
Well, they mix in guys that are fucking murdering people and smoking weed in the corner.
Smoking weed. You have no fucking idea.
You'll see an NYU kid. Dude, a guy like you, if you went to and smoked a joint in Washington Square Park, which is a famous place that people just get popped all the time for smoking weed, right? And that would be a place that you would go because it seems like a place that's pretty safe. It seems like a cool. If you go to look up Washington Square Park, look up pictures. It's a cool place to hang out. They got cool architecture. They have all those like fucking arches and shit. Smoking a joint out there it's like a trap because it's the perfect place to smoke a joint. But they got undercover cops all over that park.
When I heard David Lee Roth got arrested there for buying weed, I knew it was the end of civilization. You know, in the fucking, again, and you guys, I'm talking to you like a dinosaur in New York. This is why when I go to New York now, it's very nice and all, but it's not the place where I grew up in.
Yeah.
I don't know these people. These people you see walking around New York wouldn't have walked around New York 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Those people you see walking around giggling on their phones, that wouldn't have been...
Well, I've been in New York since 2001. Right after 9/11, I moved there. And even in the time that I've been there, which is like 16, 17 years... It's changed so dramatically. My first apartment in New York City, or let's say my second apartment because it's more dramatic, was a top floor downtown Brooklyn, one stop in downtown Brooklyn, top floor of a building, floor through, 15-foot high ceiling, central air. The elevator came into the kitchen, brand new kitchen, washer dryer.
How much?
$1,250 a month.
And what is it now?
I don't know, but $6,000, $7,000 easy. I mean, it's crazy. The apartment was nuts. It was 1,400 square feet. I had a drum set in there. It was crazy. We had a ping pong table.
It's so I went to where I grew up. I went to 88th Street and showed my wife and the baby. Those people would melt if they were there when I was growing up. There's like a fucking Gelson's.
88th Street's like beautiful.
It's beautiful.
88th Street's like
you got to see it. And I went over there. They had like people drinking coffee outside.
88th and what?
Broadway. I grew up between 88th
80th and Broadway is like you got to be a fucking rich Jew, like in the industry. You got to be somebody's boss's boss to live up there. It's crazy. The real estate up there. It's one of the most expensive areas in the world.
It's the best in the world.
Yeah,
I love it. I love the Upper West Side.
Stand Up New York. Is it you do Stand Up New York?
It's been 15 years.
Yeah, I still do that club. They're a cool club.
It's been 15 years, but we were talking about I left in '85, and cocaine was wide open. Smoking joints in clubs was wide open. In those days, the Colombians were taking cigarettes, taking out the tobacco and putting coke in the front and lighting it up so it went through the nicotine and it was like worked like a filter. I went back in '94, and me, a buddy of mine, Stinky, and 2 girls went out, and I went to the bathroom to do a bump. So the guy knocked on the door, and he's like, we don't do that here. And I was like, are you serious? This is New York City. He's like, we don't do that here.
Yeah.
And I remember a time before that, I went up to the Upper West Side. I was a young kid. I was 30-something. I was doing comedy, and I think I went to Stand Up New York to do one of the open mics or something like 10. Yeah. And then I walked up, and I remember walking into a place like on maybe 84th Street, and there was all these people drinking water, bro. Ha-ha-ha-ing and fucking giggling and shit. I'm like, if you people would have seen what this bar was like 20 years ago, you wouldn't have been ha-ha-ha. It was the fucking Westies that were in there.
Yeah. 4
Irish dudes were in there collecting vig and yelling. There was Irish music on.
Yeah.
And now it's all these fucking Gentile phases in there from college. Yeah. Washington Square Park, bro. I used to go there and see Chappelle as a kid. I didn't even know what stand-up was. I didn't know it was Dave Chappelle. I didn't know it was the other fucking dude. I had no idea. When I saw Miami Vice, I said, that's a dude from Washington Square Park. And when I looked him up, I had no idea. I used to go up there with Bonehead. I used to have a friend, Bonehead, and me and Stinky used to work for him. And he'd give us $50 a piece to pick up a toilet, go to the store and pick up cigarettes and beer for him, shit like that. But the day started, we would go do it at the toilet or do some plumbing work, and then we'd go to that fucking place that sells chili and 2 beers or something, McSorley's Ale House. Is it still there? Tell me that's still there.
Where's it at?
Right, Washington Square Park, right there.
McSorley's Ale House.
Or some type of beer place. I don't even know if it's McSorley's. Me and Stinky would go there. We'd order a beer. We were fucking 17. They didn't proof you then.
Yeah.
We'd order a beer. They'd bring us chili, the beer, and he would go to the park, cop heroin, Valiums, and weed for us. In those days, you'd get 8 10 milligram Valiums with the V in it for $10. And he would walk back while we were eating. He'd go into the bathroom at this place, and he'd do a little tutsuruts, he'd do a little blast, just to keep him alive till 8 o'clock. And then at 8, he'd go to fucking Zoomieville. And we did that twice a week.
Yeah.
I loved walking around Washington Square Park. That's all I said to you.
Yeah.
When I heard David Lee Roth got arrested there, I go, that's the end. Ari said at Yankee games, people got arrested at Yankee games for smoking weed.
Yeah.
I remember going to a Yankee game, and people were smoking crack. There was crack vials.
I saw a guy
Summer of '93. There was crack vials.
I got upset with a guy smoking crack the other day because I was walking down the stairs with my kid, and it's like I live in Harlem, and I like where I live in Harlem is pretty gentrified. It's fairly nice.
What street?
I live on one. I mean, I live off of the 116th and like 7th, 8th Avenue, that area.
How far are you from La Maqueta?
Just like a 12-minute walk.
Under, like right on 117th.
Yeah, we're at 116th. Yeah,
it's still there.
Still there. Oh yeah.
When you make Santeria,
you know what's funny?
I always used to go there.
That I might have said this last time because I think you mentioned that the last time because that building that went down was right there, and I lived a block or like a half a block down from that building that just blew up in Harlem. So I used to live just a block away from the market right there. Yeah, so I have no culture. I can't say the marqueta.
La Maqueta.
La marqueta.
When the other day I was watching.
Can you say it?
No.
I want to hear you say it.
La Marqueta. My dad.
Yeah, somebody can say it whiter than me.
I love my dad to death, but he calls Chipotle Chipotle.
Chipotle.
I tell him every time I'm like, Dad, it's Chipotle.
That's a new level of white.
And he's like, hey, I went to.
Look. Here's the truth, right? Like, white people see me as being like Latino.
Oh, you look Spanish.
No, I know. Yeah, my son looks Spanish. My son looks, he's the same like complexion as me, but he's only because I'm half Italian Irish, and my son's only technically a quarter Hispanic, but he looks just like a fucking little Puerto Rican man. Great white person hair. Because I had shitty like really curly hair, and then now it's just gone. Now it's fucking over. See, that's where. See, you think I'm young, but that's where it comes in.
You gotta pay our dues somewhere.
You got great hair, Joey.
I'm losing it. It's going down because I puff it back. The middle has puffed down. It's like a cake. You don't use enough flour. Did you ever see the cake on Little Rascals when they fucking made the cake?
No.
Click on the Little Rascals, the cake. These motherfuckers need to get a dress for their mom, so they made a cake.
Yeah. And
everybody had to pay $5 to get in there to eat the cake. Wait till you see what they put in the fucking cake.
I don't know what they put. Jeez.
This is one of the best episodes of all time. Then we're going to talk about what we were talking about when you came in. I forgot about this.
Yeah. I don't remember what it was either, though.
What they put in the cake.
Let me get another star of death, though. I feel like you guys are not respecting me right now.
No, we love you to death.
I feel like you guys are not respecting me.
I can't. Well, you know what? You're going to take a whatever home, so you're okay. Watch this shit. Look at Stymie and shit. That's Petey, America's first pit bull. One of them is Buxton, and one of them is Stymie.
This all seems very racist. I don't know why.
That's why Cosby bought him the rapist, and he took all the racist shit out of it.
I don't know.
People put the racist shit back on.
I'm not gonna sit on this stove and stir.
For as long as I tell you, coon.
Get
Watch this. That's fucking racist. The episode is this kid here's mom gets beat up by her husband and shit, and the dad's a douchebag. So she wants a dress for her birthday. So these guys' plan is to make a cake and sell it and get the profits to make a fucking dress. But they don't know what they're doing. They're just putting a bunch of shit in here.
Yeah.
Sugar, and speed it up a little bit, Lee, and I'll show you this. Let's see where you're at. Go up a little bit. All right, now that they're setting up the party, and they start throwing things into the cake.
It's a little weird. You know, it's funny that did you watch that Stranger Things show? All right, did you watch it, Lee?
My girlfriend has, but I haven't. No.
Okay, so either way, the cast, a big part of the cast is like these little kids. They're like 10-year-old kids, right? And apparently they shopped it around to a bunch of networks, and they wouldn't sign it because it was kids, and they said nobody's going to get on board with like a kids ensemble cast. So it's kind of funny. I was like, you don't really see shows that are about little kids. Like, who the fuck is watching this? Just like pedophiles.
But no, this was 1930, 1925. They played these
Was
on
this for
Channel
children?
11.
Was this for children?
I don't know. They played these.
Was it for adults or children?
I have no fucking idea. When I was a kid, they were black and white. And we'd watch them, when I was 8 and 9, I watched them. And I'm like, what the fuck? Speed this up a little bit. And now they're putting shoes in the fucking cake. See? The cake is starting to tremulate. Now watch this. They fucking blow up. Look at this shit. This is real stuff.
Yeah, this isn't even special effects.
No,
they let this little black kid.
Look, put that on louder.
Dude, they let this little black kid almost light himself on fire.
The cake. Look at the cake. You should listen to it. Listen to the fucking noises. Oh. I haven't seen this in years. I don't even know why I thought about this. Wow, 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 wow.
This is like, if this was in like, why would this?
Look at the cake.
Oh my god. It's a big blonde.
Weep, wow. So the middle of that cake, that's my hairdo. You see how it fell?
Yeah.
I'll give you $2 for the whole thing.
All right, that's fair. Give me the dough.
I feel like they didn't pay these actors. They just they forced
These
them to
kids
go to
got
work.
robbed. They made them do sex acts. This is 1925. Those people were fucking terrible. This is the first black market.
All people were horrible in the 20s.
Horrible. These kids were. This was all racist.
Yeah,
These kids came out years later and they were all alkies or missing an eye.
I'm sure.
Or tried to kill themselves. They were like fucking trannies. It was sad. It was fucking sad.
That was what the Eddie Murphy sketch was about, right? It was about buckwheat as an adult.
Was it? Yeah.
I think that's what it was about, right?
Look at these motherfuckers and
Yeah.
shit.
Would you ever let your kid act?
No.
Me neither.
No. I don't like what they get faced with.
Yeah, because my kid's cute as shit. My kid's a fucking cute little boy.
Oh no! When she was born, the agent called me and goes, "We set up an account for her. We should get her in movies and shit."
Yeah.
I saw how they picked up that kid in Sons of Anarchy. They put him in a truck. They made the truck roll over. Fuck you for scale.
Dude,
Listen, man, I did 5 movies with kids.
Do you think they make the babies do their own stunts?
No,
Dude,
no.
they have baby fucking stunt doubles.
You can turn this off, Lee. I did 5 movies with kids. There was 6 situations that I saw with kids that I did not like in movies. I did 5 movies with kids. And like I always say, I saw this audition one time where it was raining out, and it was fucking mobbed, and people were fucking getting rained down outside. But there's this mom and her little girl, and she had 20 headshots spread around the floor, and 20 people could have stood there. But in her and the mom's head, that was more important. Her little friends were looking at these pictures. I don't want my daughter around those people that their kids are connected with directors and shit like that. You know, in my house, we're real connected with my daughter. We're not into Hollywood stuff. I don't go to premieres. I try to avoid as much of that Hollywood stuff as I can.
Well, also, like, I think the reason, just in general, for the most part, like, entertainment and wanting to be an entertainer comes from some sort of attention. And I'm hoping my kid doesn't grow up with that need because we've given him that, you know?
Listen, man, look at the final product of 6 out of 10 of those kids that act.
Yeah.
Look at the final product. You know, there's a nightmare, there's this. If I could talk to my daughter and say, listen, these people want to use you for a show for 2 years. You take that money and put it for college. But know that you're going to college. No matter what happens. Mm-hmm. Know that you have to go to college. And she's that strong, yeah, I would consider it. But I don't want her mingling with those kids.
Yeah.
I don't want her mingling with Will Smith's kid. I don't want her mingling with Pryor's kid. You know, there's just a bunch of kids that walk around just saying, that's my dad. I don't need that in my life. I want you to have your own fucking identity.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying? It's real important that you have your own fucking identity. This new generation, they can't handle it. I've seen Sean Lennon's son. What does Sean Lennon do since his dad died? By the way, it's the anniversary of John Lennon today. Rest in peace, cocksucker. That album was fucking great. Maybe we'll close with some John Lennon music.
Also, Dimebag Darrell.
Dimebag Darrell. That's right, Dimebag. I played Cowboys in Hell out of fucking respect. Yeah. You know, I was talking to somebody's mom, a friend of mine's wife, and he was telling me how bad the drug problem is in like Malibu High, because those people got fucking nannies.
Sure,
The parents are out drinking. They leave the pills in the fucking locker room. The kids take them to school. You know, it just, I see it here. This is North Hollywood. This is a shitty area.
Yeah.
And I've been to the Y swimming with my daughter, and there's been couples there that are there watching their kids swim with the nanny in the pool.
Right.
That's unheard of. Even my
crazy.
mom, who was a fucking alcoholic, jumped in pools with me and jumped in the ocean with me. Yeah. You know, it's beyond me. You're going to pay for that later on.
Well, that's why, like, my kid, you know, he literally, he's never had, like, a nanny. He never had, you know, like I mean, we've had babysitters.
Yeah, I got 2 babies. Like I got a babysitter that comes in Monday and Fridays to help my wife out, but we don't even use her anymore.
Yeah, we raise our kid, and I have a buddy of mine. I won't even say who it is, but he was like, he's got money. And he's like, dude, he had a kid like maybe 2 years after I did, but this is when he had like a newborn. And he was like, yeah, dude, yeah, man, whew, so, you know, it's fucking tough. But he was like, you know, I love it, dude. I'm, you know, raising this kid, you know, it's just, you know, really, really hands on. And I asked him his schedule. He was like, you know, so I wake up at 6:30 with her, and then the babysitter comes at 8, or the nanny comes at 8. I go back to sleep, and I'm like, fucking
back
an hour and a half.
Yeah,
an hour and a half. Are you fucking crazy?
And then when the chicks blowing people at the fucking prom,
yeah,
that's when they'll come to you. Fuck, I shouldn't have had that babysitter. I should have sat there with her and watched a cartoon, or played with blocks or something like that. My phone don't start ringing for business till 9:30.
Yeah,
I have mercy when I'm home. And listen, man, I'm no fucking best dad of the year. I'm not here, you know. This is just common sense type shit. I didn't have to fucking read a book. When you talk to somebody, you know they're fucking broken. And the more you talk to them, and they start talking about mom or dad, you know what I'm saying? In my world, it's mom. I don't remember my fucking dad. We're all a little fucking broken somewhere.
I think it has to be weird just to have the option to say, oh, well, maybe I'll do a couple commercials and I'll pay for college. Like, growing up in Massachusetts, no one. It was the most anyone had was like the job I had, like a CVS or like.
Well, that's the problem with the cities in L.A. and New York, and it's like kids grow up fast, and they also grow up. I'm in the entertainment industry, so it's like being around that. It's going to be very enticing, and that's something I'm going to have to deal with. You know, in reality, it's like, you're right. I'm talking about my kid being 3, though. And people put their kids at 2 and 3 years old in commercials, and you go like, you're not even giving them a chance. You're entrenching them in that world when they don't have any choice. And I think it's a weird. You need to have something in you to want to get in this world. So let them figure out if they have that in them. It's just kind of very strange to me that they could ever have a baby be in a fucking movie. What are you doing with your baby,
bro? Last night I'm sitting there stoned to the gills. I get off the phone with Lee, and I notice that there's a show on about Scientology on with Leah Remini. Have you watched it? Where she goes into Scientology.
I've heard about it, but I haven't.
She's going off on them, and she interviews different people who abandoned ship and all this shit and blah 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 and blah blah blah. But there's this one guy, and she's talking to him, and the guy's crying because he left and his family stayed in there. Well, you know what, dog? You put him in there. Do you know what I'm saying? Listen, man, I don't like people I was very fortunate growing up. Nobody ever took me down a dark street. Okay? But there's a lot of people out there that live their life to take people down dark streets, bro. And you get into a cult. You want to get into a cult. That's your fucking business, bro.
Yeah.
But you can't put your kid in there when he's fucking 5.
Yeah.
You can't do it. You want to join a cult and go to buy whatever, Jonestown, and drink the fucking lemonade. That's fine.
But I'll tell you, most people, it's not guys that are in the industry. It's people that have always wanted to be in the industry that could never do it. It's that stage mom shit where they want to live vicariously through their kids.
That is, Pistol Pete's dead. That's terrible. No.
So I think that's why, like, I know what it's like. I mean, I haven't had a fucking easy route in this industry, so it's like I know what rejection's like. It sucks. I wouldn't wish this. Like, if I would have known back then when I first started how tough the industry is and how difficult it is to make a real living here and to fucking make it as a comedian, dude, I might have picked a different path. At this point, it's just too late,
brother. In today's world, it's tough to do fucking anything.
Yeah.
In today's economy, in today's world, right now in America, it's tough to do fucking anything. Right now, if you're a plumber's apprentice, right now you get out of high school, how many fucking options do you have? What are you looking for?
I want to pack. I want to tap this out.
There's no way to tap it out. Tap it on the floor there. In today's America, if you're a kid and you don't want to join the service and you like construction and you want to join a fucking union, how much work do you think there is in a union? You'll work steady for 9 months. Then the job shuts down. And to some people, it's bad, but for you learning a trade, it's even fucking worse.
Yeah.
You know how hard it is to learn a trade in this country right now? Remember, 20 years ago, you could walk up to a construction site and go, hey, man, I'm a big guy. Can I learn how to lay brick? And they go, have you ever hottied before? No, I haven't. All right, learn how to be a hottie. We'll talk about laying brick.
Yeah.
After a year, when you become the best hottie out of 5 of them, the guy would go, okay, once your work is done, come on over. I'll teach you how to lay brick.
Yeah.
And after 5 years now, you know how to lay brick. Now you're on a line. You went from starting at $9 or whatever it is now to $16, $17, $18 an hour. And after 5 more years, you can start your own fucking business. That's an apprenticeship. That doesn't exist no more in this country because right now we just hire immigrants.
Yeah.
Instead of laborers for laborers, we just hire immigrants. I'm sorry I have to say that word. Whether they're Russian like Trump did or Mexicans or Guatemala. In Jersey, years ago, they were Irish.
Yeah.
20 years ago when I roofed, they were Irish.
Immigrants does sound like a nasty word, but it's not. It's just a word.
It's the truth. They hire people.
But it doesn't sound like you're like saying something like bad, like immigrant. Yeah. But it's just it's just a word. Anybody that's not from this country that comes here is an immigrant.
Well, here's my question: is it they're hiring immigrants because they're cheaper, or is that part of it? But is also those are the people who are applying for the jobs? Like,
see, that's the question I don't know, that I haven't figured out.
Okay.
How many kids do you talk to today that's at 18? Unless your dad's in the trades and he takes you in the summers and he teaches you, how much work is for this kid if he wants to learn a trade. That's what I always want. Like right now, there's 3 big construction projects. They're redoing the Coliseum, they're doing the soccer stadium, and they're redoing some village down there or some shit, I was thinking about that today. How much laborer work is there on that? Are they doing fucked up labor where they say they're paying the labor $16 an hour, but they bring non-union workers and pay them $8 flat and they swallow the rest of the money?
Yeah.
I mean, how many of those are in their apprentice programs? I wonder how many. I haven't looked it up, but tonight I will. How many apprenticeship programs now there are?
I know there was I know this isn't specifically... Yeah,
in the trades,
but there was I did a course and they had I could have gone to a trade school, a vocational school. They still have that, and where I grow up, but I know that there's people who make a lot of money. Like I know it's kind of a hot topic right now, but people in oil the people who are out there drilling are millionaires, just like millionaires.
I want to have my child aspire to be an oil tycoon.
Well, listen, it all starts by being an engineer, right?
I don't know.
What would you want your little girl to be? If you could choose a career for her to be, what would it be?
3 careers? 3.
3, that's a good number.
Either a lawyer.
Lee, you don't have no kids, right?
No.
But you're going to one day. You're going to fucking drop seed in a chick.
Oh, geez. Hopefully not for a while.
No,
either a lawyer, a doctor, or some social field where she feels she's really helping people.
Yeah.
There's some people that are put on this earth, bro, to really help people. They don't give a fuck if they make $20,000 a year.
Yeah.
I knew a girl years ago that was 40-something. She lived like an artist in a fucking 1-bedroom office, you know, on top of a bar. But she's like, I get to help fucking minorities every day.
Yeah.
You know, there's some people who are doing that. So for me, for her to have a good life, she needs to do that. She needs to be a fucking doctor. God knows how much college is going to cost in 20 fucking years.
Yeah.
You know, that's a big fear for us. In 16 years, how much is a college going to fucking cost? At that time.
Are you going to really encourage your daughter to go to college?
Dog, times change. I think in 10 years, college is going to be irrelevant.
I agree.
I think college is going to be irrelevant.
If my kid really wants to go to college. I see what's going on
now. I'm watching what happened with him. I'm watching the questions. We had a conversation a few years ago that I went home blown away.
Yeah.
You know, by him. So I don't think it's going to be relevant. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No, please, not at all. I'm not gonna encourage my kid to go to college. If he wants to go, like, I'm not gonna be one of these parents going like, oh, you got to think about college. It's gotta be something that he really wants to do. In general, dude, I tell you right now, in life, I have so many friends. Most of my friends that have college degrees, most of them, the vast majority of them, aren't using their degree.
No, not at all.
Vast majority.
That's what I'm saying.
There's like 2 that are.
And then some of them
teachers. They're teachers.
Right. And then
Those
some
are
of
the
them,
ones.
their dads pay.
And that job, it's not great. I mean, to be honest with you, teaching jobs just aren't really great.
50% of those people, their parents paid, and the other 50, they're lugging the fucking cost.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying nothing bad about your parents. You guys got a deal.
We split it, but
we split it, right?
But that's a crazy thing. That's a loaded thing to say. They say that college is going to be irrelevant.
Irrelevant.
Okay, but then what are you going to do? Because now even people at
Drop it down,
McDonald's,
irrelevant.
Yeah, at McDonald's jobs, you need to have a college degree.
No, you don't.
But no, who the fuck is aspiring to be at a college or a McDonald's job? That's why when people say you got to raise the minimum wage, I'm like, why are we fucking battling for these people that have no aspirations? I'm sorry. Just fucking who wants to have minimum wage? It's like 2% of the people in the country are make minimum wage. Why? Like, your thought process shouldn't be like, I want to make minimum wage. The thought process should be, I want to go beyond that. The people that are making minimum wage should be. They're kids. They're teenagers.
People have disabilities we don't know about. Somebody went through a traumatic experience, a divorce, a death. Maybe they just want to get a job and be half a retard. Maybe serve hamburgers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
McDonald's makes a lot of fucking money every year. The same as all these other people. You're making $9 an hour. I'm asking you to pay me $6 fucking more and raise the fucking national average.
Yeah.
I mean, you see what it costs to be a human being? I'm not even... Listen, I didn't say the cost of life, did I? I said what it costs to be a human being. None of us could afford being a human being anymore.
Yeah.
You know, what's a human being? We got the best soap. We got the best shampoo. We got the best rug cleaner. We got the best jackets. We all try to cut corners somewhere, brother.
Right.
When we get to Beverly Hills, we'll get to Beverly Hills. But for right now, we're all cutting corners somewhere. If not, this office would be on top of a condo, and I'd have bitches right now fanning us and shit. And we right along.
Listen, theater of the mind for the audio listeners. That's exactly what's happening.
What's happening?
There's bitches everywhere.
Right now, the American cost of living and what an American's making, I'll tell you what breaks my heart. Right now, I know there's thousands of people that want to go home for their families.
Yeah.
Go look at those plane tickets. Go see what it would set you back just to get on a plane without gifts.
Right.
Without gifts, just the cab, the 2 cabs, and the thing to surprise your family. It's $700 fucking dollars. That's a lot of money when you make a $400 a fucking week, my friend. $500 a fucking week.
Right.
I don't know. I'm not mad at you, Lewis, but like,
no, you are, Lee. I see it in your face.
I'm furious, but I don't necessarily think that. And I know you weren't making a blanket statement, but for the minimum wage, I worked a lot of minimum wage jobs in high school and college, and there's a lot of people who just just because
you were fine.
No, I'm fine now, but
I worked minimum wage. I worked at KFC.
I know.
One of the best experiences of my entire life was working at KFC.
Absolutely.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, it was one of my first jobs that I had for a while that I had to really be responsible with. It wasn't fucking supposed to be the be all end all. I wasn't supposed to live my life off of that job, but there are people that are willing to do that work. I just go like, it's a very small percentage of people that make minimum wage. We should be focusing on how can we push people to be doing jobs and educating people and getting people to do things that are beyond just the bare minimum bullshit jobs that are out there. It's not like the good jobs are paying minimum wage. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's
What's
true.
McDonald pay? What is the national minimum wage right now at this point in our lives? What is
I don't know.
the national minimum wage? What is it right now?
Well,
I've never. It's just so
fucking tough out there, guys.
Doing stand up. There's no
725.
All right, so 725 times 40 times 40.
That's 300 a fucking week, my friend.
Yeah, that sucks.
That's 1,200 a month. What's your rent?
My rent.
Yeah,
but I wouldn't work for minimum wage.
No, I know, but
I wouldn't do it.
Think about how many people are fighting.
A very small percentage of people.
25 an hour. I did not know that. I thought it was $9 an hour.
No, that's crazy.
And even $3.60 don't do nothing for you.
That sounds too good.
That
sounds too good. $9 an hour.
That's like $1,300 a month. You ain't doing dick with $1,300 a month.
I don't know. Nobody's fucking I do stand-up comedy. I've worked so fucking hard. Nobody's giving me a handout. There's no minimums in my life.
But
There's
you
no
made your
guarantees.
decisions.
I know, but people make their decisions. People make a decision to work at
what?
McDonald's.
But people make a decision to work at McDonald's because things aren't going too well. If comedy wasn't going that great for you, you'd work at McDonald's part-time and do comedy part-time.
But I wouldn't. I would do something else. And I'm not saying everybody has that
limo.
ability.
Yeah, no,
I would never.
Listen, man,
I would never work for minimum wage as an adult.
I've been going to McDonald's lately with my daughter. After soccer,
yeah,
my wife and I take it to McDonald's. I get the quarter pound. I don't eat the fries.
Yeah. Healthy. Good. All right, you're being healthy about it.
I'm trying. You run right to the fucking bathroom. That's how you know McDonald's is terrible. I'm not even in the car and I got a shit.
Everything has the same flavor. Like the milkshake, the French fries, the burgers. There's a McDonald's like film.
The last time we went, I didn't even eat nothing, and I was dying to eat a Big Mac. The new Big Mac don't look bad. They shrunk it. Looks
what
like
they do?
I don't fucking know.
There's a new Big Mac.
There's 3 new Big Macs, but I wouldn't touch them. I don't know. They broke them down. I was reading it, but I was high.
We should get. Do they deliver McDonald's?
No, we're not getting McDonald's delivered here. That's disgusting.
3 new Big Macs.
You take the fucking stink out of this office for a year. I can't come in here. I'm going to have to get those carpet people. What we talk on McDonald's. And I was looking at the people who work at McDonald's right here on this one here. I don't want to say the name. They weren't destitute people. They were a couple college kids, the manager. You know, there's a great story that I think I told Lee that the manager, the guy that created My Name is Earl.
Yeah.
Greg Garcia. When he was doing My Name is Earl, the writer's strike, he got a job on the McDonald's on Laurel Canyon, the creator.
Yeah.
And he started from the bottom, washing bathrooms and shit. And after 3 months, they offered him
That's the plot of Coming to America. What are you talking about?
He went over there.
He was Louis Anderson's character.
He went on. This is 2007, 2008, the writer's strike. He went into that McDonald's right on Radford and got a job at CBS right there by where his friends are. He didn't think his friends were going to see him, and he worked, and he mopped floors, and they said they promoted him to French fries and the grill, and then he got promoted to the counter.
Yeah, of course.
And they came to him, and then they go, would you consider being like
he worked his way up to be the fucking head of WME.
He fucking took the checks, gave them back to him, and he goes, this is who I am. I just wanted to do this as an experience.
Oh, wow.
You know? And I remember talking to him after that. He goes, it was so weird that I was in there and doing this. He goes, you should try it sometimes. And I've always thought about it. Just get a McDonald's job for a fucking week.
But then quitting in an awesome way?
Stinking like that. No, I'm not going to say none. I'm just never going to come back. You want your check? Not really. Give it to fucking McDonald land. Give it to Ronald McDonald.
Just fucking jerk off in the fries.
It's so weird how the last couple of years since I travel and I see what America looks like and how different. Sometimes you got to do what the fuck you got to do, man.
I think people.
What the fuck you gotta do?
It's just their reality. They don't even. It's not that they're not ambitious, because a lot of them, most of them, because they make $300 a week, have to work 2 jobs.
I don't think that many people are. Look up the amount of people in this country that are making minimum wage.
I'm trying to find it, but this chart's really small.
I think that we are talking about a very small percentage of people. Maybe I'm wrong.
Maybe.
Can we get callers? Call in right now. 866-522-CHURCH. 866-522-CHURCH. And we want to know.
We'll find out. I can't. All these charts are. Okay. All right. About 1.7 million earn below the federal wage minimum. Okay.
By the way, I don't know if you can hear the sirens, but it sounds like Joey just left to go fight cops.
He does fight.
He got shots. Come on, cocksuckers! I'm doing a podcast. All right, what?
I think it's okay. So there's 3.3% of the hourly paid workers. So yeah, okay. So it's 3.3% of the population.
3.3%. Yeah.
That's still a lot of people, though.
That's how many people on the population. Give me the number of people. Because here's the thing. It's 3.3% of the population makes minimum wage.
Okay, 78.2. Okay, in 2015, 78.2 million workers aged 16 and older in the United States were paid at hourly rates representing 58.5% of all wages and salary workers. Among those paid by the hour, 870,000 earned exactly the federal minimum wage, and 1.7 had wages below the federal minimum wage.
You know what?
So
that's fine. 78 million, not that many people.
It's bad out there. You said something very interesting. You worked at Kentucky Fried Chicken. How old were you?
I was 16 to probably for a year and a half, 2 years.
If your son comes to you when he's 15 and goes, Dad, I want a car in 2 years, I want a Camaro, what are you going to say to him? You're going to go work at Kentucky Fried Chicken, whatever you make, put away, I'll match it? Would you say something like that?
Yeah, probably. That's something I would do.
How fucking crazy is that? Listen, man, you always want the best for your children. You sit there and you go, for some reason, I'm very cautious about this. You know, when my mom died, there was nothing. I thought there was millions and there was nothing. Yeah. My mom was still married, so he got no will. He gets first dabs.
That's crazy. The same thing. My parents are both dead.
Crazy.
Zero.
Crazy.
Like I hear about people getting an inheritance, and I'm like, inheritance? I got fucking
crazy.
I lost.
So
I just lost.
You always want to prepare.
I watch people get an inheritance. I'm like, oh, you gained something. Like I'm kind of jealous in a weird way when people's family members die.
But you always want to prepare for your child. You always go, you know what? Let me prepare for her.
Yeah.
In case I drop dead doing fucking jiu-jitsu or doing bong hits or stars of death with these two fucking savages. And then you start thinking about realities. Okay, what do you want your child to do? I always think about, can I take Mercy to 148th Street and drop her off at fucking Mr. Gomez's house for the weekend so she could stay with the son? Could I do this? I trust you.
Yeah.
But could they do what we were doing 20 years ago? Walk down the Riverside Drive, over to the bridge, walk back around Broadway, walk up to 150th Street, go to block parties. Would you trust your child to do that at 10 like I did?
Right.
I don't know anymore.
No, not 10.
Sure. I was doing it at fucking 6.
No
at
way.
6.
No way.
6.
I was walking around.
Walking the Riverside Drive, crossing across Broadway.
I used to live on up in Washington Heights, and there's fucking like literally children, like 2-3-year-old kids out there with no parents. Like an older brother will be there, but that older brother's like 7 or 8. But I'm talking about like 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. And you're like, all right, dude. Well, I'm telling you right now, those kids, if they don't end up selling drugs and being criminals, if they don't, then that is a fucking miracle. Good for that guy who gets out of that, because it's nearly impossible if that's what you're growing up in, just in the fucking hood.
No,
there's no way. There's no.
How
fucking
is that
way.
up there now?
It's bad still, dude. Up in the Heights, there's little pockets that are nice, but here's the thing: the further you get away from centralized Manhattan, like whatever borough it is, it's as simple as
so
this.
I get off the bus from Jersey on the George Washington Bridge. Can I still get weed and coke right in that area?
It's not on the street as much, too, because they clean up the streets a lot. You'd have to, you look like a fucking cop. There's no way. You look like you walked right off a Law and Order, and you'd be trying to buy drugs from me. There's no way. You wouldn't get it. I wouldn't get it. Lee wouldn't get it. Nope. Wow. You'd have to be like a Puerto Rican kid or a Dominican kid, or you'd have to know somebody. You'd have to live in that area and have a guy that you know. But all they'd have to see is you go to the store 2 or 3 days in a row. You buy blunt wraps, they see you say what's up a few times. You'll be fine after like a few days.
But there's nothing on the streets like when I left there in the 80s.
There is, but there's hood guys that are like hustling. Not even just in the hood. Like you'll go Times Square. You'll be more likely to go down to like West 4th Street by the Comedy Cellar, or like, Union Square area. If you walk around Union Square at night on a weekend, there'll be like black dudes or Puerto Rican dudes that'll walk around like, oh, you want weed? You want coke? You can get it from those guys. But you got to kind of like just get lucky and pass one of those dudes. Yeah. But there's not really dudes that are...
Nobody dependable.
If you live in the hood, yes, there's guys that are hanging out in fucking stairwells that you can go to, but you got to live there. You can't just walk up by yourself. There's no way.
It's changed a lot.
Yeah.
I could get off 178th Street, walk 3 blocks in the other direction 30 years ago, 20 years ago, and buy a gun.
That's crazy.
Coke, heroin, weed. I didn't know meth or anything like that.
I wouldn't know the
IDs.
first step to get a gun. The first step.
All right. So you walk off. Okay. Back in those days, this is how crazy it was. In those days, you walked off Port Authority. You walked onto Broadway, and I'm gonna fuck up the streets. You get off on 178, 176.
Yeah.
You walk 2 blocks, and there used to be on the corner there was a Cuban place, and I would go in there, sit down, talk to people, like just talk. ¿Cómo está? Bien, tú, dame carne con papa, whatever. I'd order and eat, and then from there, I would walk around the block to that park. There's a park right there. I'm not good with names. I bought a few guns there in 85. And then I bought and sold a few guns there in 93.
So it was like you could just like walk up and it was almost like almost like a pawn shop for guns.
They're playing basketball out there. And there used to be a handball court. And I always tell people, somebody told me this 30 years ago, when you want to buy a gun, go to a handball court. Because they're all ex-felons out there playing handball. Yeah. It's not like, every once in a while cops get out there and play handball. But besides that,
it's a shitty sport.
It's a shitty sport, but that's what you learn to play in prison. So you talk shit, you want to hype it.
Is that where handball got popular? Was prison?
I don't know. I don't know the fucking history of handball, dog. I'm just telling you that fucking, But I used to go there in the mid-'80s because the word on the street was if you had a car and you wanted to get rid of it, you got off, like you were going to the West Side Highway, and then you got off. And right under there used to be a bridge, and there was a street, that oval. Dog, in those days, all you had to do was pull up your car there. So that street was connected to that park. The people who ran that park ran that street. On the walk home from the basketball court, they would take the cars. That was their last mission of the day. They would take the cars and sell them. You would just drop your car off, come back tomorrow, your car was guaranteed gone in the Bronx, chopped up by fucking 3 immigrants on its way to fucking Saudi Arabia. Yeah. That's the truth. That's the truth route. So it was all connected. So somebody told me, just go to the park if you want to buy a piece. And one day I went over there and I bought a 22 for like $55.
What?
It must have shot 80 people. This gun was good. It was good. It was loud.
What was the one movie where that's how they described it? They were like, how many bodies are on the gun?
Yeah. That's what. Listen,
it was like Juice or one of those. Fucking
if you buy a gun on the street, you want it to be fucking heavy duty. Yeah. You want this is the gun that killed Kennedy.
But I thought the less bodies on it, the more valuable the gun was, because then the less the cops are looking for this gun.
Well, the cops are looking for this gun, so they catch you. They're going to pin you with 18 murders. So you better get it and shoot the motherfucker quick.
Kill somebody, throw it into a lake.
The only thing that's good about this gun is it don't miss.
This is how fucking ghetto people are, though. That like you bought it for $50, right? You shoot somebody, you're going to probably sell it back to them for $25. So why would you just get rid of it? Why even waste your time? Throw it into the fucking river.
I shoot somebody with a gun, I do something bad. Like I did something once with a gun that was brand new. $600 for this gun. I threw it away.
Yeah, you got it.
Done.
Couldn't you just throw gun? How many guns do you think are just in the fucking
Hudson River?
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Right under the bridge, people who just shot somebody and they're driving over, they just throw it. You go right where the bridge ends. You got a stick. You got a bunch of divers that just drop. Dude. They'll pick up machine guns, fucking grenades, fucking submarines. I'm scared of this.
Nuclear missiles.
Oh my god, I see things in the Hudson that would make you die. A body pops up in the Hudson every fucking day.
Yeah.
Something from his body has to decompose into the water.
Yeah.
The fungi toenail, the fucking armpit rat. Something had that water.
We used to jump into the water because I grew up in Rockland County, New York.
No shit, yeah, 914. Fuck
yeah, dude, fuck yeah. Well, it's 845 now, but back then, yeah, it is 914. When I grew up, it was 914.
Puerto Ricans would come down and jump into the
Hudson River, off the Penny Bridge in Stony Point, dude. We used to fucking literally jump off that bridge only when the high tide would come in, because when the low tide was coming, you'll break your fucking legs. But when the high tide was in, there was a certain time of day, you would jump off the Penny Bridge, but then they also had like fucking wooden planks, so people would like shred up their legs jumping off this thing. Oh my God. But that's the type of fucking boredom you had when you were 12 in the suburbs of New York. You're looking for crazy shit to do. So it's almost a weird balance, because no matter where you raise your kid, whether it's a city or a suburbs, you have to worry about your kid fucking either becoming a drug addict or fucking killing themselves because of boredom.
Well, here's the beauty of this. And this is years ago, Rogan said to me, he got stuck in an airport one day, and that he saw these people jumping up and down, and he goes, they were Cuban. And he goes, it made me think of you and put a smile on my face, because I got to see what you were really about. He goes, There was 8 of them, and they were having a fucking parade at the terminal.
Yeah.
Like they were taking over the terminal, had music on, they were dancing. In the 80s, it's not a joke. But in the 80s, when you grow up in the suburbs of New York, Brooklyn, the Bronx, Queens, you know, the Hudson River is like fucking South Beach. Do you know what I'm saying? So when even if you watch Copland, there's a scene where two black couple yell at Stallone. They go, "Hey man, you motherfuckers are racist and shit." And that's every weekend, because to them they don't want to go down to Jersey Shore. They don't want to go to a nice beach. To them, and Puerto Ricans were the best. They would pull up like with a fucking 4-door car, right, with tinted windows, and all of a sudden the 4 doors would open and 19 people would walk out. But then the trunk would pop open, and out of that trunk, dog, they pulled out 2 coolers, a pig, 4 conga drums. It was on. And they would take that little corner, they would clean the fucking grill off, and they'd go fishing in the Hudson.
Oh yeah, I would go fishing. Are you crazy?
You might have
take
seen
the-
Lucy's family.
I grew up fishing in the Hudson. That's not even weird.
And take fishes out. That shit is the worst. That's worse than Katrina fish.
Did we go crabbing in the Hudson?
Oh.
We go fishing in the
Yeah,
Hudson?
what do you think? Fucking, how many bodies are we were just talking about? You got metal poisoning.
Dude, I went bald at
ink
18.
poison.
That's why. My hair started
Dog,
falling out at
one
18.
time I went fishing.
My gums bleed.
Me, Mike Ascles, and this dude, Johnny Lopez, that was crazy. He used to shoot around. He used to shoot cats and dogs in the neighborhood. Him and his whole family was crazy. The mother was on cancer, and they used to sell her pills, her pain pills. They were $55 a piece. They were called Tuminol. I mean, they're just a crazy family. Nice people, though. I liked them. He took us fishing. He took me and Devo fishing one time, the Hudson River. And we're out there. We got a couple 8 packs. We're drinking. We're smoking. No drugs. And we're fishing. And all of a sudden, Devo pulls out this fucking fish. Like this eel.
Yeah.
They got tons of eels in the Hudson River.
Yeah, I did.
And
You
he's-
catch eels in your line all the time.
And he
you let
slipped-
them go. Oh.
He slit the heart out, and we ate it. We ate the fucking heart like 2 assholes.
Dude, I'll tell you
And
now.
ever since that, I fingered
People,
a crap
not
bowl once.
Americans, I'll tell you this much. I don't even know what it is. We've at least nailed the not eating weird parts of animals. Because in every other culture, they fucking eat everything, dude. It's disgusting. That's heart, like, ugh. An eel?
You ever eat a tongue?
Ugh.
Oh, Cubans could cook a tongue,
Nothing.
dog.
I ate rabbit once, and
Oh.
it fucked me up a little bit. Dude, here's the
All
problem.
that shit fucks me up.
Can I-
Lamb, all that
Can
shit.
I tell you why? Because it's so. I had a little leg, right? It was like nothing. Frog too, same thing. These little dainty things. You're like, dude, you're killing a fucking animal. It doesn't matter that it's smaller. I get that you get more meat. I mean, you're taking the life of this animal, right, for almost nothing, for like a bite of meat. We're not primitive. It's not like we're just fucking catching something. There's no reason to do
People
that.
want to say they ate frog.
That-
Whenever
exactly.
somebody comes at me and goes, "Oh my God, we had frog for dinner," I want to backhand you in the mouth because, yeah, who would eat a fucking frog?
I did
Somebody
in Puerto
would.
Rico. I did rabbit and frog because I wanted to try it.
Yeah, one time, my fucking wife eats
That's like-
what are they called? What are those people? What are those lizards? Not lizards. My wife's family eats those fucking squirrels.
That's crazy.
They're from Tennessee, and they get squirrel and barbecue it with barbecue sauce. And
Yeah.
they eat the legs and shit. Whatever. To each his own. I'm not, I like brain. Bro, when I was a kid, stop fucking with the mic. Bro.
I know.
One of the best things my wife, my mom used to make when I like Puerto Ricans cook bacalaito frito. Those little fish, fucking
Smelly fish,
the
right?
fish that's grinded down. You
Yeah.
deep fry it with flour, and they come bacalaito frito. But my mom used to make those things, but she used to make frita de seso. So with some animals' brains.
Oh.
And she would take the shield off, fucking soak them in egg, flour them, slice them thin, and deep fry those motherfuckers with some lemon on it.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I watched the
You ate 'em.
Honeymooners. Fuck yeah, delicious.
You
I
ate
would
'em.
make believe. I didn't even know what the fuck they were. But she would cook them so...
Well, you didn't know what they were.
Oh, no, I knew what they were. She would slice them so thin and cook them that both sides were just like a half-inch apart. So you never even tasted the brain. You just tasted the crispy stuff.
I ate a fucking spicy tuna roll when I was 11, and I almost puked. That was like the most exotic thing that I ever had in my
Do you
entire
eat
life.
sushi now?
Yeah, I love it.
Oh, please. All right.
I fucking love it. I'll eat sushi. I ate sushi
Don't
last
eat
night.
sushi with this fucking dude.
I went to sushi last night with Bruce Buffer. He told us to go to that place Katana right next to the Comedy Store.
Yeah. How much you drop? $280.
Dude, it was fucking crazy. Here's the we were bringing him. And we told him that before. We should have told him afterwards. Dude, he
killed you.
Dude, he killed us. The voice of the UFC fucking beat us down.
What'd you drop in there?
Like $400 and some.
Oh.
I wasn't even drinking.
Oh, no, you can't drink in there. I made the mistake of taking somebody there once on business, and they ordered 3 little steak sticks. That are delicious.
That's what it was.
Dog,
We're eating those.
Those things are like 20 a piece.
I know. We're sitting
And
there
you're
literally watching
going,
it.
Lee, forget it.
I'm watching Bruce Buffer just fucking eat 4 of them, just eat one bite at a time.
And every time he eats one, you're like, I hope he's going to suck my dick. Because if this was a girl, at least he would suck. Go ahead, have another one. And every time they eat one, or they mangle it like a joint, you're like, go ahead. I'll fucking break your finger. You better eat that. Let me get another 3 of those. Oh, my God. You know who took me there one time? Joe Rogan.
Oh, shit.
And Joe Rogan, this got to be 8 years ago, 10 years ago. Oh, my God. We were at the store, and we were starving. He goes, you want sushi? I go, Joe, I got $8 in my pocket. What do I give a fuck? I'm not going to lie to you. I thought we were going to Pink Dot to get a sandwich. Yeah. I had enough for a sandwich and an iced tea. He's like, no, we're going to go get sushi. I go, Doug, before we go in there, I got $8. He goes, I don't give a fuck. Come on. I looked at the menu. They were like $20 for 3, right? How much for 3 sticks?
No, it's more than that.
It was, I don't know what
it was. It was. I think they were like $9 each stick or $12 each stick.
First fucking time he ordered 3 dishes of them.
Yeah.
My heart just sunk. I'm like, I hope I don't get half this check.
Yeah.
And then he started ordering sakis and soups, and I'm looking at this, and I'm seeing 12s, 18s.
It's just crazy.
It's just 8,
every
32,
bite,
24s. And I'm getting more and more embarrassed. No. I don't like that shit at all. Listen, down the corner, there's a great little sushi spot, Bruce Buffer. It's $12.99. All you can eat. Take your chances.
There's literally one like across the street.
Oh my God!
It's something like Hollywood sushi or some shit like that.
Oh my God!
Dude, we could have spent $40.
I love eating good, but there's some places you just avoid. You know, when I say to you, let's go out to dinner. Once you start ordering those $12 cocktails, my leg starts tapping.
Yeah.
You know, after I count the second one, I'm like, what the fuck are we going for here? This is just 80 in cocktails. I've never seen that because I don't drink.
Yeah.
I don't like my friend. He's got a sister that her and her husband, boyfriend go out every night. They go on Facebook. They're always drinking a pale ale from this place. Yeah. And she just had to take another part-time job. And I go, that's because they're drinking. They cannot be surviving on what they're making, drinking every night.
It's pretty crazy, dude.
It's crazy.
Being a comedian, it was easy because you're not paying for shit. But how people could go out and be an alcoholic and go out to bars every night is beyond me. Especially
now, there's still dive bars in the city, correct? That you go in there $4 dives.
I mean, very few. When I started drinking in New York City, I was 20 years old. We started going to a place called the Village Idiot on 14th Street and 9th Avenue, and that place was fucking garbage. Like it stunk. Like you walked in and it smelled. You could smell the bathroom.
What's the pizza place down the corner from there, or across the street? Goodfellas Pizza, is that still there?
I don't know. But this place was a fucking the type of place where like all the bartenders were just fucking in bras, but they were like trashy. They weren't even hot. They were just fucking like slutty chicks, and it was like peanut shells all over the floor. But it was $5.50 for a Bud Ice pitcher, and then it was $2 shots of like well whiskey. So we would get fucking literally $20. You walk in, you're annihilated, dude. Just fucking annihilated. And we would just get into fights. We would fuck chicks in the bathroom. It was like the craziest time. So yeah, I guess that. But I don't know any place that's like that in New York City where it's cheap, like legitimately cheap.
There used to be a place called Manhattan Honda. Is that close to that 14th and I think it's 14th and 8th. See where Manhattan Honda is, Lee, if it's still there. And I used to have a friend that worked at Manhattan Honda, so he would tell me, if you're ever in the city, come over and say hello. We'll go have a cocktail. And then I had a girlfriend who lived across the street. So it was like stealing. I'd go see her, and then I'd go meet Corky, and we'd walk down to this bar. That was, where is it?
It's on 11th.
11th, yeah. So it was close to this.
I don't know. Dealership?
Yeah, the car dealership.
You really, it's so funny. All of your references about New York are based off of where car dealerships are.
Yeah, this guy worked there, so he introduced me to that part of New York. He knew all those bars and shit. So one night, me, my buddy the Gearhead, who's now a freeholder in North Bergen, and that guy, I met him over there, and we went for a drink. And we go to this place it had to be, I don't know, about if that's 11th and whatever, this is 2 blocks away, either or. And it's like that bar, shells on the floor,
Yeah.
a little stage, a bartender who was hooked on crack, just got out of rehab.
Yeah.
She just picked up the shift because she walked in here.
It's with that movie Coyote Ugly, or the bar is like it's like a tourist trap, but that's what it kind of pretends to be.
Okay,
but
right.
This place was really that.
This place was only packed on the weekends, and it was like a couple like college students that were probably doing heroin and shit like that.
Yeah.
I'm in there one night, and there's this black chick that you could tell she sucked 1,000 dicks.
Yeah.
But she's at the bar working it, Jack. She got half her titties out, and the black dude sits next to her, and that song comes on. What's your man got to do with me? I got him. You ever hear that song?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to. What's your? And he just starts yelling at her, and he's trying to work her at the bar, and she's saying no. And that song comes on. I'll never forget this. I'm on the other end, fucked up. There's pizza shells everywhere. Some chicks you can't go in the men's bathroom because some shit's fucking in there.
Yeah.
It was crazy, this place. I don't know. You described something close to it. But all I remember is this guy kept saying, what's your man got to do with me? What's your man got to do with me? What's your man got to do with me? I said, fuck it, I got to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
What's your man got to do with me? I miss all that part of New York.
Yeah. It's hard now, man. Especially, it's so funny because comedians, in the beginning, there's no money at all, like at all. It's nearly impossible to make any money doing comedy in the beginning. So it's like you're in the best place to do it is New York City or LA. But to be honest, I think New York City to begin and to learn how to do comedy, I think that's one of the best places.
There's more
to do it.
places. There's more places.
You know,
you get
so
more freedom.
Yeah. So I think like it's just kind of a weird, ironic thing that it's such an expensive city to live in. Just the cost of living is so expensive, but then there's no money for the first few years. So you're just struggling. You can't breathe for the first few years doing comedy in New York.
Well, here's the deal.
So you gotta really fucking want it.
I went to New York for 9 months in '93, and I was rocking and rolling within 2 or 3 weeks. What does rocking and rolling mean? I was doing 5 sets a week. There were 13 comics in the room.
Yeah.
You know. But for where I had come from Colorado, it was dick.
Oh yeah,
This
that's
is
fucking
'94.
crazy. And if all you care about is stage time and fucking, then that's it, dude. Yeah.
But I always found a way to make a pretty good living.
Yeah.
And I wasn't selling drugs. Were like a part-time.
How were you making money when you were in New York City?
Okay, I got hooked up. A friend of mine hooked me up. At the time, it was called Virginia.
Can I take a piss, dude? I gotta pee so bad. I want to hear this.
Yeah. Go ahead, take your time. Lee Syatt.
Yes, sir.
What's up, cocksucker?
Oh my goodness.
First off, I'd like to thank CISO TV for putting my special on there. I don't know if you guys know it. We were the #1 all-time premiere special, and this is thanks to you guys, man. You guys helped me out with this. I really needed this for CISO, and everybody's happy. You guys made my fucking year, so thank you very much for being very loyal. And I love you guys with all my heart. And all that shit. So that's worked out. Well, I got him in there. Let me give us some shout-outs real quick. First off, I want to shout out again to the Death Squad and church families for really coming together. From Bobby Sharon and Crystal right now, they're listening right now, a viewing party. To Kyle Wallace, to Dustin and Oasis, to Jason, I don't fucking know, Silverback Surfer, David Nolasco, Ratliff 307, Seco, Ookie Spooky, Tracy, the church family, Kern Michael, who came to 3 fucking shows, everybody who supported the podcast. I love you motherfuckers with all my heart, man. Thank you very much for everything you've done for us, man. That's all I wanted to tell you right now. I wanted to take that and tell you that you made my fucking year. This is the best Christmas present I've ever had, so. Thank you very much. You know what I'm saying? I'm fucked up too, Lee. Don't feel too bad.
No, I'm a little fucked up.
What is it, cocksucker?
I'm not super fucked up.
Yeah, you ready for another one?
Let's do it.
All right. This will put us at what?
16?
16 motherfucking 100 kilometers of death. Catch it. What are you looking away for? You want one?
Yes.
You're gonna go for 600.
Come on, guys.
You're already cross-eyed when you're talking to me.
Come on,
shit.
guys.
You look like
I think you guys you think that I'm a pussy. I've been smoking
I never said that.
almost every day since I was almost 18 years old.
Listen, this hits you a different way.
Yeah.
And if you're not used to these, if you eat 600 and walk out of here,
Yeah.
oh my God,
You're a legend.
You're a fucking legend.
No, shut up.
Oh please, you're a legend. You walk out of here with 600,
Dude, I'll walk
I will
out.
do a
I'll
rant.
walk out with 1,000.
I will do. No, you won't. No,
I
you won't.
swear to
no,
God.
You won't. No, you
I
won't.
swear to God.
No, you won't. You,
Okay.
Tomorrow I'll get a call that they got to call the hospital.
No, this is
because
ridiculous.
you get anxiety attacks. Yeah, bro. This
No way. I'll
anxiety
tell
is
you, the
real.
amount of
Fuck
THC,
you.
I've taken the amount of THC.
Fuck you.
It's
I
just
love
a
you.
drug.
No, I know.
Is it not the THC? Does it not affect
No,
you
no.
the same way that smoking it affects you?
No. No.
Not even close.
I don't know the science behind it, but I'm telling you right now, it's just THC. No?
Call Joe Rogan. He'll tell you an hour. It turns to something else in your liver, and it becomes hallucinogenic, and you fucking ask Owen Benjamin, ask Red Band when he called the ambulance twice.
No.
Yeah, he had to pull over on the 101.
How many do you have to pull over?
This
after?
was years ago when it first started the craze. Nobody really knew. Nobody really knew what exactly it did to you. So you would pop one. Interesting question. For some, no, not interesting. Interesting before. It's funny because ever since the last week, I've really been thinking about 1993 in my life.
Yeah.
That was a really deciding factor in my life to why I got here. That was the first decision.
Big year.
Well, what happened was I got divorced. I was broke. I was out of options, and I had to move back to New York. And I really wanted to do comedy. Like, I was doing comedy about a year and a half, but part-time. I was doing it like here and there to pick up a fucking blowjob or whatever.
Yeah.
I had the Judy
But were you
Carter-
because I remember my first year of doing comedy, I pretended that I didn't want to do comedy. I was just hosting shows, and I was like, I don't really.
No,
care.
I wasn't even hosting. I was doing 3 minutes here, 2 minutes here, 2
Yeah.
minutes here. I was inconsistent. I wouldn't write, blah, 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 blah. But when I went to New York, I went out at night. But immediately when I went to New York, I got a job dropping off packages for, it's amazing, like how much hustle there was back then. There was a job dropping off packages, hello packages to businesses for like AT&T. I forgot Virginia and something.
Yeah.
It was like an AT&T division at that time. I had that job for like 2-3 months, and the kid goes, you know what? We're gonna switch it to Brooklyn. And I didn't want to go to Brooklyn every day. Like they were gonna move zones. I was with them towards the end of New Jersey and all of Manhattan and Upper Manhattan. There was 3 or 4 of us. They paid us $400 a week, and all we had to do was drop off 20 packages, bro. Like, it wasn't hard at all. And then I went on backstage. Is that still out in New York?
Yeah, but
Entertainment paper?
all those things are kind of dying now because of the internet.
The internet. So,
Yeah.
but those things.
But it's out there, yeah.
But those things had jobs, all catered to comedians
Actors,
and
comedians,
actors.
yeah.
Selling it, making insurance appointments. What are you fucking kidding me? They give you 10 an hour and 25 an appointment and 35 more if they sell the fucking, stupid shit.
Yeah.
But you're making a living, dog.
Yeah.
But you got to focus on it. You know what I'm saying? You
got
got to fucking focus on it.
When I was like a 17-year-old dude, I had a fuck. It was like a whole, like 30 fucking telemarketers in a room just calling up old people trying to get them to. It was like refinancing their mortgages.
Yeah.
But our whole goal, and I have no idea, it was the shadiest business, was to get their social security number. You get their social security number, you got $12. You got everything else, you got $8.
Oh my God.
It's
So we
over.
were literally
Yeah.
we were destroying these old people's
It's
lives, and
crazy,
they had
buddy.
teenagers doing it. We didn't give a fuck, dude, because you get that $12 every time, $12. So if you were good, I was a monster. I just knew numbers, dude. There's a ratio, boom, play the ratios, keep on going, keep on going, keep on going, keep on going, and I was just dialing like a motherfucker. It was an awesome job, but I know that I ruined probably 300 or 400 people's lives completely. Old people, probably a few suicides in there. Fucking families just losing it all. I don't know what they did with the social security numbers. It wasn't good.
No.
This is before the internet, so nobody could look it up, dude. There was no it was the Better Business Bureau at the time. There was internet at this time, but it was like you'd have to go to the Better Business Bureau website and look up to see if somebody took a claim. Now there's fucking Yelp for everything, so you could easily find out if somebody's shady in terms of business. But back then, you could fucking people were just crushing it.
Oh, it's amazing. I sit here sometimes. Look, you were talking about lighters before and stealing stupid shit. For a long time, when I was in my real loser fade of life, my mentality was, if you're that stupid to leave it there, I'm going to steal it.
Yeah.
Which is a horrible mentality.
Well, not
but
so much-
somebody learns a lesson. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's if you get away with it. I forget what there was a movie where they talked about that. It was a great scene in the movie, but it was like if you can get away with it, that's your payment. You know what I'm saying? Which I kind of there's like an honor and thievery type of mentality, which I always like in a movie. Like I always kind of root for the thieves, and like that always kind of plays to me in a weird way. I grew up fucking. Like I tell you, my mom would teach me to steal fucking testers when we go to Baxter's Pharmacy, and she'd be like, yeah, go and like take me to, like the perfume testers, and if they catch you, tell them it's my birthday, and just start crying. That was embedded in my head when I was like 6 and 7 years old. That's like some crazy fucking.
No, my mom didn't like buying nothing unless it was stolen.
It's crazy.
Like unless somebody brought us something stolen from a truck, she didn't like it. I don't want nothing. It's funny that I was gonna fucking tell you something. I forgot what the fuck it was. God damn it! It's funny that you said that before. I you just had these wild fantasies as a father and what you want for your child. And, And I sit here sometimes and go, I said that statement, Lee, because, first of all, I'm going to talk her into, like I would talk your son into, Lee, when he's 17. And he comes to me and goes, Uncle Joe, you think I should be on the fucking radio like you and my dad? I'm like, oh, fuck no. It was a different time then, there was hookers and shit. No. I'm going to go, maybe go to college, but not right now. I want you to learn something first. I want you to learn about people. I want you to learn about human nature. And I think the best thing to teach somebody about that is belly-to-belly sales.
Yeah.
Belly-to-belly sales makes you realize this bullshit is out there. I'm going out to my car for my license. I'll be right back. What happened to that guy? He didn't say, are you that stupid? Are you that fucking moronic? No, but he said, don't believe nobody. And then you really learn about society. And after a year, come back to me in a year, that you keep one job steady for 1 year. You don't give a fuck. You're just going to grind it out.
Yeah.
There's nothing better out there. It's just a job. You're going to live at home. You're going to eat at home. I'll even give you a little fucking extra spend. I'll make your car payment. Do this for a year.
Yeah.
And I'll help you out. You can bank your money, and I'll give you 50. You know what I'm saying? Like, just so they learn what's out there before. Listen, man, most people, and even me, as fucking slick as I thought I was, when I was going to college, once you decide you got to do something with your life, it's fucking scary. We've had this conversation before, Lee. 4 years is over, bitch. 4 years is over. The diploma, you got to become a Phi Beta Kappa. You got your dick sucked. Now you got to go find the fucking job. It's fucking scary out there.
I almost feel like it's starting over. You go find the job. Now you got to go through 4
Now you
years,
have to learn how to find a job.
You learn how to find a job, then learn the ends. You got to start from the bottom of that fucking
Bottom
job.
again.
Then it's like 10 years later, you've wasted your whole life on some fucking job you hate. You're now 28 to 30 years old. You wasted your whole life, and you're like, holy shit, dude, I fucking hate this, and this is what I have to do. That's what sucks about the school model and that fucking thing. I think, like, I would encourage my kid to be an entrepreneur. I would encourage my kid to fucking, not necessarily like, I want him to like come to me. Here's the thing, right? He's in preschool right now, and this is what I love about his preschool. It's like a play-based preschool, and they have all these stations set up when he walks in. And the idea is he goes to what he wants to do, and then the teachers come around to these different stations with the kids, and they kind of, as the kids are playing, they kind of inject the lessons about math and reading and the different things that they can do around what the kids are kind of interested in. So it's a pretty progressive, kind of cool way of teaching these little kids, and I think that's kind of a microcosm for kind of how I want my kid to like look at life and how he does things and chooses to do things in life. It's like, do what you want to do. You'll figure out how to make the money around it. It's an old stupid fucking saying, do what you love and the money will follow.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's legitimately a real thing, and I kind of believe that,
I believe it too. I believe it too.
In terms of the sale,
it takes a lot of courage to believe it. It takes a lot of courage to sell it to people, but if you dive into something and you wholeheartedly dive, like when I dove into stand-up, dog, I bought in. I bought the whole flag. I knew I got a job at a comedy club and asked the comics questions, and even though they all said, you don't want to do this, you don't want to do that, I knew that what they were avoiding, and that's why they're somewhere else now.
Yeah.
I was never scared of work or hard work.
Yeah.
I knew that for 4 years you got to live like a nomad. What does that mean? You can't have much.
That's it.
Can't have much.
Well, it's like comedy college.
It's comedy college.
You go out there. There's very few people. There's like 2 or 3 that make any money before that. Like it's not even an exaggeration. It just doesn't happen. So you're paying your dues. But that's what I was saying before about being in New York, because that's a fucking tough place to pay your dues. LA's great, dude. Pay your dues out here. It's beautiful weather, rent's cheap.
Yeah, but everywhere you're gonna pay your dues is tough. I paid my dues in Denver and in Seattle. you know, I mean, in the beginning, you're just an open micer.
Both of those places have legal weed now, which is kind of interesting.
That's fucking crazy.
So back then, you know what it's. That's kind of funny.
I started in Denver, and I was an open micer. And then after 3 or 4 months, you're like, fuck this job.
Yeah.
You're like, fuck this job. I want to be a comedian. And then you go into this life of death. It just becomes zero. I was living off my credit cards. And then once they went awry, Mr. Gomez, I was fucked.
Yeah.
And I started hustling. I learned how to put together hustles. Like one of the hustles that you said to me, what did you do in Jersey? Lee, take notes, bitch. My buddy Hashway came to me. And he goes, Di, I'm going to buy a car. You could use it. What I want you to do is pay me off the car. I'm buying it for $200. You could use it around Jersey. Don't take it into the city. I'm going to get insurance for here. But it's your car, pretty much. He goes, I want you to become partners with me on my breakfast. He goes, think about it and let me know what you think. And I asked him, he goes, I got people coming in, but I really want to build my delivery service. What do you think? And I thought about it for a week, and I went back. I was doing comedy. And I was really into the comedy scene. I wasn't getting nowhere, dog. I was just bombing in New York every night. You pay $3 to give you a drink ticket.
Yeah.
But in those people, some places you had to bring people in those days.
Yeah.
Some places, as long as you brought the $3 and you got the drink ticket, they didn't give a fuck if you bought. And that's what I did. I just zipped into places, did 6 minutes, bombed, and would ask myself, what the fuck am I doing with my
I gotta
life?
say, the one thing that's cool now is in New York, there's a whole open mic community where there's no fee, nothing like that. You just go up and they support each other.
That's
yeah.
no, that's. I knew it would grow. At this time, it was still a lot of clubs, a lot of action, 7 nights a week. There were fucking 10 open mics in New York and all the 5 boroughs. It's tremendous. Jersey, I would go to this fucking St. Rocco's play. I mean, it was just great, you know. But I wasn't getting nowhere. I was spinning my fucking wheels. It was the beginning, you know.
Yeah.
So I said, I got to figure out a way how to make a fucking living too. In those days, it was 25 a gram for cut and 35 for uncut.
It's cool.
Right on 178th Street. Weed was $10 and $5 still. I wasn't doing bad with that either, because all I had to do was go over the bridge for people and shit like that. So I figured out a way to get. I went into Hashway one day and I go, dog, I need for you to pay me $8 an hour to make phone calls. And I called I went in the yellow pages and I got all the businesses in the area. I got in the car and I would any place that was a mile away, body shops, anything. And I went in and go, let me get your fax number. I'm going to fax you a menu every day. And every day I'd get there at fucking 9:30 and I'd start faxing numbers. Just press. It was one sheet and just press the numbers. And I'd be there for 30 minutes. And dog, next thing you know, orders started coming in. He went from 3 deliveries a day to 10 to 15 to 25. What's the soup of the day? It was my own fucking department.
Yeah.
You know, I was walking out of that one time, bro. I was in shock when I did the math now. I was making $80 a day in tips. That's $400. Plus another fucking, you know, he was giving me another $200 or $300 a week.
Yeah.
I was making $2,800 delivering fucking sandwiches, though. $2,800.
That's great.
And still wasn't paying my bills.
Yeah.
And I was fucking doing open mics, and I was probably driving a limo. I had 8 jobs at one time when I was in New York, when I was an open micer. I mean, that's just, I had a big nut, and I had a big addiction.
Yeah.
And I had to pay rent. I had no car. I had the Hashway's car, and then I got a job driving limos because the guy gave me a fucking limo. It was tough, man.
Yeah.
It's tough out there. I can't imagine now where they've cut some of the hustles. You know, now what are you going to do if you just want to sell weed? See, an open micer could sell weed.
Well, I think the problem now is like people also they get to keep on going on because everyone's online, everyone's interconnected, everyone knows what's going on, so people aren't like dropping off as much. Like, and then also in New York now, it's not even like that. It's not like 10 open mics. Now, literally in New York City, there's like, without even exaggeration, there's probably 200 shows going on a night. If you count everything between all the 5 boroughs, easily.
Now the Comedy Cellar's packed. The Stand is packed.
Stand is packed. But the Comedy Cellar, there's 2 rooms. They got the Comedy Cellar, the Village Underground, which is packed, huge room. Comedy Cellar, Village Underground is packed. The Stand is packed. And then there's just a bunch of clubs. The New York Comedy
Gotham
Club.
is packed.
Gotham's always doing well.
New York Comedy Club. Is that Al Martin still?
Yeah, Al Martin's in New York. No, he sold the New York Comedy Club.
He sold it, okay.
He's Broadway still, and he's got another one right by the Comedy Cellar called Greenwich Village. So, I mean, there's like there's like 15 clubs, but then there's all of the other. There's independent rooms. There's like another like 30 like cool like independent bar shows that are like hip and like the industry comes to, and then there's a bunch of shitty open mics and craziness. But yeah, it's great, dude. New York's a thriving place, but it's also a fucking shit ton of comics that aren't doing anything.
Sure.
And it's like there's no barrier of entry, so it's just kind of like the competition just keeps on rolling in,
Me, I'd rather right now, if I was an open micer, I'd go to Michigan, I'd go to Chicago,
develop an
I'd
act.
go to Houston,
Develop an act first, and then come
I'd
and
go to
have
Tempe, I'd go to Portland, I'd go to Seattle. There's so many markets that you could go in. You're still going to struggle, but it's going to be a little easier struggle. You're going to live with 3 dudes in a 2-bedroom. You might have to live on the couch or under the stairway, but you're going to be a bar back 3 nights a week, and you're probably going to work in a movie theater.
When you come to New York City or LA, and I started in New York City, and I know, dude, you're fucking starting off being somebody where everyone has their eyes on you as you're not good at comedy yet. You're not going to be good for a few years. So if you work for a few years outside of New York,
Outside of LA and
get
New York,
good,
yeah.
and then come there, you have 15 minutes that you can impress people with, you're going to be in a good position.
Well, Brody went to New York when he had 20 minutes 15 years ago.
Yeah.
That was good. He was developing in Seattle. Mitch Hedberg already had an hour or 2 when he moved to New York.
Yeah.
That's one thing.
Here's the thing: if you're good, you'll make an impression right away.
Yes.
I mean, here's the thing: people want good comedy. It's like and there's a lot of shit comedies. You kind of stand out when you're good in New York.
What about just as a person, like not as a comedian? Is it still worth it to live in New York City?
What do you mean, as a person?
Yeah, because like it's always
Depends
been.
on what you want to do. Everyone's a fucking rock star in New York. The attitude in New York City is if a celebrity walks past you on the street, if you work in a fucking bank or the library, your attitude is like, who gives a shit? I don't give a fuck. Because the average banker thinks that they're the fucking rock star of their bank. You know what I'm saying? So there's like an almost like you ain't shit type of attitude in New York City. So you almost have to kind of have that if you want to go there. Because I don't think anybody's going to New York City to kind of be happy and content with not making it, quote unquote, in whatever industry you're going into. It's too high of a risk. Why wouldn't you just move to the suburbs and do something else?
Okay, I see what you're saying. I mean, I don't really think I'm that cutthroat, but it's always been a dream of mine to live in New York City. So I mean, I think eventually at some point I'd like to live there. Not really, no. I mean, I'm in the industry, but I don't think I want to do stand-up. But I don't know. Ever since I was a kid visiting New York from Boston, I love Boston, and it's my home. But New York's a different feeling. New York, and I remember getting, because I always used to take those buses, and they would drive through Harlem, and as soon as you get into Harlem, it's a different feeling.
Lee starts screaming because black people are approaching the bus.
Oh, it's terrifying. But
I had illusions of grandeur moving my family in New York. I always liked the idea of walking around the Upper West Side, holding hands and walking to the school like I did, and doing spots. Then I got the reality that I couldn't afford to live on the Upper West Side, so I have to live in fucking middle New Jersey somewhere, which I wouldn't.
No,
mind.
you could afford to live on the Upper West Side.
Fuck no, I can't. No, and I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, you could.
I don't listen, man.
I think you do. Believe me.
I'm not moving into a fucking apartment.
No, well, that's the thing. You're not going to fucking have I'm sure what you have out here is fucking.
No. I can't go backwards.
But you could for in reality, right? You got a daughter and a wife. Is that it?
Yeah, I need 2 bed. No.
How many bedrooms?
Listen, I need 3 bedrooms altogether.
Okay, for a 3-bedroom apartment, Upper West Side. Were you used to 88th and Broadway?
Yeah, it's.
I mean, look, you can look it up. No, it won't be that
No,
much. It'll be cheaper than that.
No. For 6,000, 7,000.
Yeah, that'll be closer to that.
That's a big stress level to put yourself under when you're my age.
You can find it for 5 if you really look. No, probably 6, 7.
Listen, man, I wouldn't want to start the month -7 for a fucking apartment.
Yeah, it's expensive.
With a rat downstairs and in the winter.
I
can't do it.
I'm thinking in terms of a 1-bedroom, which is like
no. Check that price out, Lee. What it costs.
Yeah.
On the average.
Lee, what would you do in New York? Then you just want to do like
I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. I'm just saying.
One day.
Yeah, eventually it just seems like the place to be. Like I honestly thought, I'm looking for these stats here.
No, it's okay.
I honestly thought when I was going to college that I would end up in New York. I didn't think I'd be in LA, but I got a job offer. So
Yeah, dude. I didn't
kinda hard
fucking,
to
dude.
figure.
I didn't fucking like New York at all when I first moved there.
Really?
Yeah, I would visit with my friends like once in a while when I was like in my teenage years, and it was just too much, dude. There's too much fucking craziness and too much noise. But then you start to realize that that's only like Times Square. Like that's not like.
Oh yeah, I hate Times Square.
When you,
Times Square is
you
the
go
worst.
to fucking little like cool areas. You go to Chelsea or like Hell's Kitchen or like Lower East Side. There's like cool like pockets that aren't like chaotic like that. But yeah, dude, it's fucking. I don't know, man. I New York City is a fucking. I don't know if I want to raise my kid for the rest of my life in New York City. So.
Okay, like that's the thing. I don't think you could. I mean, granted, these are just my opinions without having a kid. But I don't know if you could raise a kid in the city, so that's why if I did it, it would be before I had kids. That's why I'm.
No, you can. I do raise a kid in the city. We currently live in the city with a kid.
Is it harder?
It's way harder. I mean, dude, I'll tell you right now, like not driving, like, dude. Here's the thing: when I live in New York City with a child, you got to leave a half an hour early for everything that you would just do alone. Just fucking walking, dude. He walks, and you can't fucking drag him. You gotta fucking like my mom. I probably would have just dragged me and fucking grabbed me by my leg and dragged me down the street like a caveman. But you can't do that, So you literally gotta walk your fucking kid, and he's now at an age where he just is too big for me to put him on my shoulders. He's almost 4. He's big too. So yeah, it's a lot harder, man. It's also like. It's like kind of fucking dirtier. Like, I got my hand. I don't want my kid's hand on a fucking guardrail in this New York City subway.
I just thought about the money. I thought about the winter time. I thought about the nut I would have to make. I thought about the drive to Kennedy Airport or Newark or whatever. And I thought about my life here that, I'd have to move Lee out at first to do the podcast, find him in a fucking apartment. There'd just be so
Lee would be living fucking.
Oh, Lee would love it.
On a couch in Coney Island.
Yeah, Lee would live in Coney Island. He wouldn't give a fuck.
I would have to live on a couch. These prices are
ridiculous. And you look at what nut you have to make, and you have to be realistic. I'm not 30 fucking.
Oh my
Listen,
God.
when I was 32, you could sell me a boat about anything, and I would think about it and go. Now I know what that nut is. I know what that nut is. I know what that nut is at the beginning of the fucking month. And I know what the fucking cabs are.
There's something about like I almost feel like mentally, I really mean this, and this with sales too. So like, let's say you had a sales goal, right? Whatever the sales goal was for the month, right? Just typically, if they made the sales goal, let's say 5 more units that month or the next month, you hit it. You hit the goal. You know what I'm saying? So if the nut needs to be bigger, I just think as with a sales mentality, you would just make a bigger nut. You would
I agree with you. I would do that. I've been doing that all my life.
So you would just.
That's not the problem.
I don't think it would change your life.
The problem would be
just,
I'm paying 7 G's for a fucking apartment.
Is it 7 G's?
All right, so
it's
what?
3 G's a month that could be going into an account for my daughter.
Okay, so there's downtown, midtown,
No,
Upper East Side,
Upper
or
West Side,
Upper West Side. Okay, and you want a 3-bedroom?
Yeah.
A walk up starts at $6,000,
Ooh, walk up.
and an elevator doorman starts.
It's 72 grand,
$8,000
just to pay rent.
$8 grand for an
without-
elevator. You want an elevator doorman, dude. You don't want to fucking walk up.
No, that's what I'm saying. No, I dream about walking up fucking flights of steps. That's what I do every fucking day, Gomez. I walk around going, you know what? I'm going to move out of here because there's no fucking steps. I want to walk up 4 flights of fucking steps. I see steps, I get anxiety. No, they ain't fucking healthy.
healthy.
It's healthy for some people. I don't like stairs. I see stairs, it ruins my appetite.
That's the other thing about New York City,
Fuck
dude.
that shit.
I gotta in the summertime. It's in August, Lee. Oh, dude, it's fucking 98 degrees. It's humid as fuck. There's dirt in the air. You can't breathe. You gotta walk up subway steps. Sometimes you hit a certain thing where you're like deep in Brooklyn, and you realize you gotta walk up like 4 flights of stairs on the subway in the summer. It's fucking awful, dude. And then you gotta do it with a baby. Now imagine you got a 3-year-old that you gotta carry up these fucking stairs. It's craziness.
No, thank you.
I'm 53.
8 G's a month.
So when I look at something now, I have to look at it for the family. How does this affect the family? I have friends that have kids, and they put themselves in holes. And I look at them and I go, how can you put yourself in this hole to be cool? To have like a motorcycle or something. What are you, fucking crazy?
Yeah.
Every movement I make is around my family. It has to work out for them.
Of course.
I tell people get pissed off being on my schedule. I got a crazy thing about my schedule. My agent called me last night. He said, "Dog, these people offered you this. You should definitely take it." I said, "What week is it?" He gave me the week. I go, "It's 3 weeks a month." I go, I got a rule. He goes, yeah, but you should really do it. I go, listen, tell you what I got. I got a family, I got a podcast, and I got my health. Those are all my jobs. I told you a year ago, it's 2 weeks a month. I don't care what you throw at me. I don't give a fuck. You know, when I'm in town here on Fridays and Saturdays, I'm with them, bro.
Yeah.
I don't really, like this week, I'm not doing comedy. I do comedy next week. I got to start from scratch anyway. The special came out. It's over.
Congratulations, by the way,
thank
man.
you. No. It's a lot of, so, you know, when any move I make, I got to think about my family. I know you were friends and we're tight, but every move I make, I got to think about them. How does it affect them? You know, these people call you for all this shit and they get pissed at you, and you're like, you don't understand. That doesn't benefit them. I can't take them with me to fuck. I just got a call for some comedy festival in Louisiana. And the guy called me back. He's like, I don't understand why you can't do it. I go, the money's fucking terrible. And I can see if I brought my family down with me, but I'm losing. You're taking me away from my family for a third of what I make. I can't. I got to stay at home with them. I don't want to be that comic that goes on the road every week and then has a stroke in fucking Connecticut one week, and now I can't go on the road no more. We have lives, man. I don't want to be that guy. I saw what that does to people. Every week to be on the road, fuck you, my friend. Fuck you. I need to reduce my batteries. I need to be with my family.
Yeah.
I like taking my daughter to school and picking her up and, you know, going to lunch with my wife to some shitty taco place or going to see a movie. I don't want my life to be... When I was 30, I could do all that shit. I could do...
Did you see Arrival, by the way?
Who?
Arrival?
No, I didn't see nothing.
Oh, great fucking movie, but you got a kid, dude, it's the worst. It's brutal, dude. You got a fucking daughter. Oh, my God. You gonna see Arrival, Joey? Do you cry at movies ever?
All the time.
Okay, you're gonna I mean this, Joey.
What kind of movie is it?
It's like a...
Oh, Will Smith.
No. It's a sci-fi. It's like... It's fucking...
Well, first of all, stop right there. I don't do sci-fi.
Let me tell you, Joey, it's got like 98% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Listen to me.
Is it? No, I'm not even lying about this.
It has negative 98% on Joey Tomatoes.
Joey Tomatoes. Joey Tomatoes, come on. Listen to me.
That would never happen in my world.
You listen to me. It's a great movie. Everyone loves it. It's going to win every fucking award this year.
That's great. I'm happy for
But
you.
listen,
That's great. I'm not everybody.
but no, listen to me. It's
won an Oscar,
it's
Joey.
not your typical fucking sci-fi movie,
Doesn't
okay?
matter. I won't go to it at all. So you can talk to your purple in the face. Doesn't really matter.
Can you turn the trailer on? Can you watch it?
Sure.
Are you watching? Turn the
Sure.
trailer on, Lee.
Okay. Let's see here.
Listen to me. It's a good movie, but it will break your heart.
Sure.
Would you watch it on TV if it came out on?
No.
What if it wins best movie? What if it wins best movie of the year?
I haven't seen Avatar. There's a lot of movies I haven't
Avatar
seen.
stinks though. That's stupid. This isn't like that, dude.
There's a lot of movies that are movies of the year that I could tell just by looking at the
No,
trailer.
this isn't sci-fi like that, dude. I'm telling you right now. Watch the trailer. You gotta watch it. It's fucking cool.
Oh, he's not gonna watch this.
Go ahead, put it on. Yeah, sure. Whatever.
Why? You know what? Did you see it?
No, I recognize the trailer. I keep forgetting what
He knows me well. He's seen people pitch me to that purple. He knows that there's people waiting for me at movie theaters.
Oh my gosh,
Still
I'm
going
sorry
to
for
meet him.
giggling.
Listen to me.
But I'll tell you, I'll meet you there. Yeah, we'll go tomorrow. I'll meet you there 4 o'clock. Wait for me. I'll be there.
buy me a
buy
ticket.
popcorn. Yeah,
buy me a ticket. Buy me a soda and fucking nachos.
Sure.
I set it up.
All right.
Here we go. That's Amy Adams too.
All right, that's the only reason why we go see this movie. So,
'Cause she's hot.
yeah, I like her.
Yeah, she's cute.
She's beautiful. She's Irish, just how I like them. Red hair and dirty feet.
I love white chicks, dude. That's my shit.
love 'em.
That's
Love
my.
'em.
Is your wife white?
Fuck yeah, Irish like this.
I fucking love it. White chicks are the best.
Everyone's a list when it comes to translation.
Okay, so this doesn't look like sci-fi so far.
What do they want? Where are they from?
You'll be reporting to me, but you'll be working with him when you're in the show.
That's what they call him, the UFO.
All right, 2 out of 3 actors I like.
See? It's a giant turd.
Who's being carted off in the medevac?
Not everyone is wired for what you're about to do.
So what do they look like?
You'll see soon enough.
Every 18 hours, a door opens up. That's where we go in.
Yeah, she's the language specialist. And they're communicating with these aliens.
All right, turn it off. It's over.
Yeah, that just
You just said the word aliens. That's it.
No, we don't know what they are yet, Joe. It's just a bird.
I don't give a fuck if it's 2 birds. You know
There's
me,
fucking
bro.
Forrest Whitaker in his eye.
That's okay. I seen Forrest Whitaker in other movies.
Are you insane?
I don't like Martians.
And fucking what's his name?
That's a proper introduction.
More objects have landed around the world.
This is one of 12. I'm never going to be able to speak their words.
Got 2 days. Figure something out.
I am human. It's their language. We need to make sure.
It's great, dude. I'm getting goosebumps right now. It's really good.
It's good. I'm happy for you. Turn this shit off. You're killing me over here.
It's fucking great.
You fucking took a 10-minute gap out of the podcast to destroy me with this shit.
The trailer looks good.
Take this shit off. Warships and Martians and
Let me
dust.
tell you something. You will cry. You will cry your eyes out.
I don't like that.
No, he won't because he's not gonna see it.
I'm not gonna go see it. Trust me.
Oh my god.
My wife will go see it and give me a review.
It was great. Anyway,
my wife likes these movies.
I don't like sci-fi either. I hate it. I don't like drama. I don't like sad movies.
No, I like all that shit. Martians.
Dan Soder. Do you know Dan?
No.
He's a fucking great comic. He bought me a ticket to see this movie. I didn't know. I was like, dude, I don't want to see. I didn't know what it was. He was like, dude, it's great. Everyone said it's great. I was like, fine. Sad fucking movie. I don't like sad movies. I've dealt with sadness in my life. So I don't need to watch fake fucking sadness. It's so funny to me that people go and watch. It's only
you
people.
Like Cocoon?
I don't remember it, dude. I remember when I was a kid. I don't remember.
People, they jumped in the pool.
Yeah.
That was okay. I didn't want to see that either.
But that's a sad fucking sci-fi movie. It was a sad. It was a sci-fi movie.
It's good when somebody dies, somebody gets shot in the head. It don't bother me much. I like comedy.
I don't like movies that are designed to make you cry.
Well, Rocky ain't designed to make you cry. I cry like a bitch.
Which one though?
All of them.
No.
Rocky 1.
You cried to Rocky 3.
I cried
Mr. T.
No, I don't think so. But I cried to all of them, basically. Rocky, I love you. Yeah. All that shit makes me go fucking bananas.
Anything with
when the Godfather got shot in the beginning, I cried.
Anything about being a dad, like that shit. Like now, there's all the kids movies too. You know how many fucking dads get killed in kids movies now? Good Dinosaur, fucking, Lion King.
Which is good. You
Baby's mom gets killed.
You got to prepare them. The day could come, so you got to sit them down and go listen. I snorted a couple ounces in my day, ate some badass. I swam in the Hudson. I had crabs from the Hudson. I hang out with Puerto Rican people. Most people live to their 74, most men. I might not make it there. So, number one, let's do the best we can. And number two, I'm just letting you know people disappear from time to time. You gotta let them know. You gotta let them know.
Do you, with your daughter, when a person dies, because I don't even know how to really deal with it, because his grandpa just died, his mom's father. And he doesn't really get it. He's 4.
No, they don't get it.
But in the movies, they kind of like. So how?
His grandpa died. I mean, listen.
He just doesn't give a fuck. Really. He's not at the age. My dad died when I was that age, when I was 4 years old.
My wife's father looks like fucking Herman Munster. If he dies and my daughter had to go back and see him in that box, it would shock her for her life. She didn't know what the fuck this is.
Oh yeah, no, we didn't bring him to the funeral.
She wouldn't know what the fuck this is. They don't understand it. I don't think I understood my dad's death at 3. I don't think my mom took me down there.
My mom,
never understand.
No, I didn't go to the funeral. My mom told me at 4. I remember my mom telling me. I remember the blue sheets on my grandma's bed. On my great grandma's bed. She sat me down and she said, "Oh, your dad died. He's in heaven now." She was crying. And I remembered not really feeling much.
Did you go to the wake?
No.
Oh, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I didn't go to the wake. I remember my mom telling me he died, and I didn't really understand it for about a year. But I didn't go. My mom didn't take me to the wake. It was just
no. I see that. It's kind of fucked up with that. Right?
Yeah, it's not at that age.
Because you're so sensitive. You're programming them. It's like to deal with that type of shit. I don't know.
One of the worst things I ever did as a kid, when I was about 10 or 11 in Union City, New Jersey, my mom had the bar. This little boy and girl got kidnapped. They were missing for 5 days, and they found both of them cut up dead. And I'll never forget that for some reason or another, I decided to go to the wake.
Jesus.
Like I was just a young kid.
For no reason.
I watched it on the news. It bothered me so much.
How old were you?
Maybe 8, 9, 10.
What?
And I was at McKinley. So I wasn't at McKinley. It was the summer of Catholic school, and I walked to Union City, and I stood online, and I walked past 2 caskets.
Did you dress like anything, or you were just fucking dressed like a little kid?
Just dressed like a little kid. Something about those 2 kids dying, I felt like I was connected to at that age. I don't know why. I just didn't know why. I saw it on the news, and I felt so fucking bad. And after that, I remember that I never talked to nobody in a fucking car. Like, when people pulled up next to me, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. It was really weird how these are the things you fear for your child now. You don't know how to break it down to them.
But that was then, you could fucking, we were walking around, and I was in the suburbs, so I was in the city. But even then, the suburbs were fucked up too. There was pedophiles out in the suburbs.
Oh, there's pedophiles everywhere. We talked about this.
You know,
talked about this a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, I mean, we were fucking walking around. My mom, I mean, from the time I was 5 on, 4 or 5 on, my sister was 2 years older than me. She kind of watched me a little bit, but we would just go out. I mean, we would disappear for the whole day. That's it.
Did your parents talk to you about pedophilia when you were 5 or 4 ever?
My dad was murdered when I was 4. My mom was pretty open with like a lot of fucking crazy shit. Like I knew what sex was. My mom was like, you know, just almost like to a fault. Like she fucked up. She was trying to like be open about shit and like teach her kids.
My mom too, dog.
She just fucked up. She didn't get how to do it the right way. The idea was right, but she fucking missed the target.
Lee, you ready for another star of death?
Star of death.
Lee Syatt. Lee Syatt. Lee Syatt. I think now about the mistakes my mom made that I don't want to make with Mercy. I don't want to tell. I'm not going to tell my daughter I'm a stand-up for however long I can hide it.
Yeah.
However long, like the other day, she came running in the office, and I was trying to they would send me notes for the special. This is about 2 weeks ago. They wanted me to cut the beginning. I left here, immediately looked at it, and I took it home, and we went home. I went home the next day. I was trying to write the minutes, and she came in, and she goes, "Daddy," and I thought she was going to catch it. She didn't catch it, and she ran out. She goes, "Mommy, Daddy's on the computer, on the computer." Whatever the fuck she says. And my wife walked in. And
my kid says pewter.
Pewter. And then my daughter goes, "Look, Mommy, look." And then I said something, but she never really caught it.
Yeah.
And a couple of weeks ago at school, something happened where they asked her, "Is your dad funny?" And she goes, "Nah." And they all laughed. And they were like, "He came in today." And I said, "You know, guys, don't fucking say nothing."
Yeah, they asked me at my kid's preschool because I wrote it on the thing that I'm a comedian. They asked what your occupation was. I should just write radio because I work at Sirius XM. But they were like, "Oh, would you want to come in and do jokes for the kids?" I was like, "Lady, do you know what the fuck I do?"
Yeah,
like, and then she told me she looked me up afterwards at the parent teacher. She was like, "Yeah, no, we get it." I said, "Look, I'll come. I know how to juggle, and I'll like joke around with the kids, and you could tell them that I work in like radio and stuff like that. We can maybe come in and they can record their own radio show because." You know, but my kid thinks I do podcasting for work because I do a lot of podcasting. Yeah. So, you know, he knows, like, you know, when I go out to my studio and, you know, he doesn't understand what stand-up is, you know. And I tell ridiculous jokes. Like, I fucking, like, my kid, you know, he should never.
You curse around him?
No, I try not to. I really try not to.
You slip and he don't pick him up.
No, he'll fucking, he tells me. If I cursed and he's like, "No, Dad," but then he catches me, but then he gets to fucking say it because he knows what he's doing. So I'll say fuck, and he's like, "Dad, you can't say fuck." And then I'm like, "James, you know you can't say it." He's like, "Yeah, but you can't say that." I'm like,
"Oh no,
fucking kid got me."
She hasn't got me yet.
This motherfucker got me.
I gotta tell you why I love you so much. I'll tell you the main reason why I love you so much.
Why?
The last time you were in here, you fucked me up because I left here. And I thought about somebody who was really important to me growing up. Like, he was a big bridge. And we're trying to put it together, you know. He's got the HIV.
Yeah.
You know, so...
I remind you of a guy that has the HIV?
Bro, when we was 16, he didn't have the HIV.
Right, all right.
But he was one of the most solid dudes I ever met. He was Cuban and French.
Yeah.
His name was Didi Quintero, and he's got a brother, Carlos. And Didi was a bridge. Like, I think about Didi now... Like, dog, this guy, they used to call him man-child. He was fighting men when he was 15.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a badass motherfucker.
Yeah.
We got into some fucking shit when we were kids. You know, I told his brother some of the stories. He goes, "I didn't know you guys were doing that shit." I'm like, fuck yeah, we were robbing gas stations. 15, 16. We thought we had it figured out.
Right.
He had a devilish smile like you. But you know what? My mom died. He took right to me, and every day we'd go back to his house, and his mom would feed me and shit. They would give me the biggest piece of chicken, and he would get mad at his mom. "Mom, why does he get the big piece of chicken?" Because his mother died. That's why, all right? Eat your fucking chicken. And you remind me a lot of him, man. I think about Didi a lot now. Let me tell you how deep he went. Just to tell you, this guy, women would come up to me, girls in high school would come up to me and go, "How do we get with him?"
Yeah.
He was like a ladies' man. You know, we were friends till high school. I left in 83. We lost contact. His brother was wanted. They were looking to kill his fucking brother, some gangsters. And right before I left, they were looking to kill me too. Not the same people. And I was at a ShopRite, one of those places, like in fucking the other end of Jersey. And who do I see in the hallway?
That's so funny. ShopRite's such a fucking where I grew up like thing.
It's everywhere.
Yeah.
I saw Carlos, and I go, Carlos, and he goes, don't tell nobody you saw me. I go, Carlos, they're looking for me too. We started laughing. That's the last time I saw them. Years later, I go home, and I go, what happened to Didi? He goes, like, bro, you better sit down. And they go, this motherfucker. Because when we were kids, we did a lot of acid, bro. There was a lot of nights that we just went straight. Like, there was no recovery. We just did acid every night. We did acid for a week straight, and then we'd take 2 nights off. And then his brother would go out, and we'd wait for his brother. We'd do a Quaalude, and we'd drink a bottle of Poopop vodka. And we'd wait for his brother to come home. We'd sit there until he'd give us a line of Coke. We were 15, 16. We were fucking kids, man, you know? Years later, they told me he was the guy that pulled up next to you in the car and asked you, what are you doing right now? On a bicycle with no shirt on. And he was just blowing guys at Hudson County Park. Oh, wow. He just, somewhere the mental health came in.
Yeah.
He had mental health issues in his family. He got the HIV from intravenous shooting and all that stuff over the years. They just found him. If I'm 53, he's got to be 49. They say that, you know, he looks good. He looks healthy for having that, but he's working at a, whatever the fuck you call it, Salvation Army loading trucks. He lives there too.
Yeah.
He's putting it together. You know what I'm saying? It's rough. We grew up together, but his family was known for having mental health issues.
Yeah.
Even the brother now, when I talk to him sometimes, it's funny in conversation. He goes, you know, my memory's not that good. I got hit in the head with a pipe a few years back, and it fucked me up. And when he says that, every time I laugh, because every time I see him, he always says the same fucking thing to me. Providence, motherfucking Rhode Island. How you feel? 600 milligrams.
I feel good, man.
Your face is starting to change.
I'm telling you right now.
Your eyeballs are redder than
I think I can fucking dance. I'm telling you right now.
Don't dance. No dancing.
No, I'm not a good dancer.
No dancing.
But I think the challenge is there. So 400 milligrams, I walk out. I'm a legend. 600, I'm what?
Did you eat this other one yet?
I ate the other one, yeah.
So 600.
I'm at 600.
600, you're a legend.
I'm a legend. All right. Let it be known that I'm a legend.
You get a lot of fucking respect here from me, brother.
Good.
First off, a lot of people come in here crying. There's a lot of people I don't even say nothing to because I know they won't eat it. Listen, I don't want everybody to eat it. You know, when you came in the first time, you came in with a reputation, so I just wanted you to loosen up. You came in you were a little, you know, and this shit'll loosen you up.
Yeah.
You know, Lee, how you feeling? Look at Lee.
I think this might be my record.
1,600?
Yeah.
We're going to go for 2 more hundred.
Oh, no.
2 more 100.
2 more 100. At this point, you know what's the only difference? The hospital bed. That you wake up tomorrow and there's tubes in your arms and you're like, Mr. Syatt, do you know why you're here? And you're like, let me guess.
Yeah, I don't think my insurance covers marijuana OD.
Who gives a Here, smoke some of this.
Oh, cool, man.
What are you talking about? Oh my god.
Oh yeah, we're going deep into the murky underwear.
Lee, it's getting crazy, baby.
We're gonna take another star, drink a little water. Oh my god. I'm gonna set the record at 1,800. Mr. Gomez here. Next time he comes on, we're doing 2,000.
Sure.
Nice. What do you think of that?
I think it's fucking phenomenal. I'm proud of you guys.
We don't fuck around here.
I know.
I built Lee's tolerance up. I built my own tolerance up. I work hard. I don't want to be one. Bro, I see these fucking guys from California talking shit. How much reefer they smoke. They don't smoke no reefer. Yeah. When I show up with my guns, they melt. What do you have in there? Oh my God. I had to leave here and drive 8 miles and walk on the beach and meditate. What the fuck are you talking about? So I want motherfuckers to know when they come on here, there's a long-lasting effect. You know, this ain't 2 motherfuckers just dicking around here. We're breaking it. We're going for 1,800 tonight, Lisa. Swallow that champion, Lee, like this. Look.
Is that...
Fuck it. Leave it for the mouse.
Yeah, but you got...
But you got nothing. Look at this. Like that, like a doctor and shit.
Oh, okay.
Providence, Rhode Island. Go see my man, Mr. Gomez. 2 shows Friday, 2 shows Saturday. Do me the fucking favor like you went to CISO and download it. If you're in the area, go see him. Have a good time. Bring him a fucking number. If you're abroad and you got a sore throat, suck his dick. It usually goes away. You know what I'm saying?
My girl's a comic, so she'll be there.
It's Christmas time, cocksuckers. 24. What is it? What, look at this poor kid. Look at him. Mira mariconcito. Look at him. Holding on to the computer. Holding on to his nose like I threw him in the deep end. Fuck it. We're going to eat this star off the floor. We're going to split this.
No, we're not.
Yeah,
no, we're not.
do
1800, 1800. Please.
1900.
Oh, my God.
Please, right there. I got it.
Please,
I think we should go 3 ways.
What? All right, we'll do it 3 ways.
Do it 3 ways. I'm ready to go.
Eat the star.
Eat the star. Eat the star.
We'll see what happens.
Nice.
Like just like that. So we went 1,800 plus tonight, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a deep night.
I went 600 plus.
You know what? I don't have to sleep tomorrow. I don't have to get up, so I'm getting anxiety all night. I'll be breathing heavy all fucking night. And that's it, and that's that, motherfuckers. Providence, Rhode Island. Me, I got no motherfucking dates. I got nothing till the 21st at the Chinese restaurant Ventura.
Can I promote a couple other little dates?
Sure.
All right, January 14th.
Forget that. That's not even going to work because it's too far away.
Okay.
By that time, it's the holidays.
Never mind.
Drop them anyway.
Fuck
Drop them for
that
this motherfucker.
date.
January 14th.
Fuck that date.
January 6th, I went to Kaluka Casino. Shut the window. Close the window.
Detroit Hustler Club.
Louis Gomez.
January 14th. Myself, Dave Smith. Special guest Joe List. Legion of Skanks presents. Get your tickets. DetroitHustleClub.com. That's going to be crazy, dude. The strippers there are fucking smoking hot. We're going to have a really filthy, dirty show, and it's going to be crazy.
You're crazy.
I like these strip club shows. They're pretty dope.
You're a bad motherfucker. I'm too old for those things.
Thank you. No,
I go in there and look like a creepy old man. It's
great. No, you fit right in.
They talk to me. They ask me creepy questions. I don't do well in strip clubs. I'm not a strip club guy.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't. Here's why.
I went to one last Christmas by myself. I ran in and ran out.
Can I tell you why I'm a strip club guy and I'm a good one? Okay, because I don't ever pay for lap dances. I don't give a fuck about that shit.
No, you don't.
So I'll go in there.
Nobody does. They just drive Corvettes because nobody pays for lap. No, I just go in there and give them $1 and walk out. I'm sure you do. Nobody goes to the VIP and tries to finger bang your pussy till it's fucking bleeding to death.
No, I'm telling you.
Not me. I
go in, I hang out. I don't spend money.
No. You just stand back there like Johnny Cool, and they all talk to you because, you know.
No, they don't talk to me. I'm just saying the reason it's not a big deal for me to go to a strip club. All right, fuck off.
I love you to death. No. You go to strip clubs, you're a disgusting young man, and every once in a while, those bitches hypnotize you.
Yeah, I got a lap dance at the Detroit Hustle Club, and it was fucking...
And it's not one. You get 3 of them.
No, I got one.
You got 3 of them. You don't have to lie to nobody. We're family here. Let them know that you're the Captain Kirk of the Enterprise. I go to a strip club. You take 200 out of the ATM. How much a dance? 20? Let's do fucking 10. Throw one in for 11. And if not, let's do 3. Give me a hand job and and drink the cum. And fucking we're good for the other lap dances.
Yeah.
You can have it. You can do the breakdown however you want. Oh, you don't want to dance? You can lick my nuts and shit and fucking we'll call it partners. I don't give a fuck. I just can't do it.
Yeah.
The last time I went to a strip club and really enjoyed myself was Bloor Street in Canada. Bloor Street in Toronto, Bloor in Toronto, Canada. It was filthy.
Yeah.
I was biting that
pubic hair. Yeah. Up in Montreal, you're allowed to play with the titties.
Yeah, no, it's filthy. I like all that dirty shit. But to sit there like a half a fag and look at your pussy, and I gotta pay $80 to fucking finger you, forget about it. You know, I'm not into that. I'm too old. Listen, last Christmas, I went to the Comedy Store on a Sunday, dog. I went to an ATM machine. I took out a deuce, and I got off at Van Nuys. I made a U-turn. I saw a strip club, and I saw a girl. I walked in. There was 3 girls sitting there, lonely as fuck. I couldn't believe it. Last time I went to a strip club, there was 200 guys, and there'd be 16 girls dancing, and money would be getting thrown. This place was sad, but all these 3 girls were hot. And I got to the car, and the one girl's like, Joey, I just watched you at the show. We listened to your podcast. Come in. And I said, so what goes on in here? She gave me a menu. I said, give me a dance. I got another dance. Then I just broke it down. I said, listen, what's the story? You going to let me smell that monkey? What do we do here? She goes, I can't do that. Okay, business is shut down. I thought it was like the old days. I could smell your titties and shit like that. This is all far. They dance 4 feet away. Like I'm fucking easy with the HIV. You know what I'm saying? Fuck you. You gonna give me the papers, Lee, or I'm gonna sit here like a fucking stoots for 4 hours. I'm over here waiting, thinking he'll do it on his own, but no.
You didn't ask me.
I gotta ask you. You're the fucking producer of the show. Are you not the producer? Are you not the manager?
Yeah, I have it right here.
All right, then get it together. Anyway, picture a world where putting on a new pair of underwear isn't just fresh. You're stepping into a better day. You ever walk into underwear and they're fucking tremendous and you can feel your whole day change? You ever have that? That's what happens when you put on MeUndies, all right? How the fuck do I know? Because that's what I wear. Every time I work out, I wear MeUndies. Why? Because it keeps the moisture in because of a fabric, a material called Modal. That's pronounced M-O-D-A-L. MeUndies focuses solely on producing the most comfortable underwear you've ever experienced, period. My friends at MeUndies sent me a few pairs a while back, and now I can't imagine wearing anything else. Now they sent me a Christmas collection. Santa Claus with white balls on my balls. Fucking tremendous, all right? For the price of 2 cocktails, MeUndies will deliver you a new favorite pair of underwear right to your doorstep. Better day guaranteed. You try them on. If they aren't the most comfortable, best-feeling undies you've ever had, they'll refund you and let you keep the first pair for free, including the price of the sweet touch of Modal, a special fabric that's best in its class raw materials that are scientifically proven to be 3 times softer than fucking cotton. I'm telling you, you know how you wear the white underwear? Listen, this MeUndies will change your fucking life. The uber-free cozy undies are sold exclusively on the MeUndies website, where you enjoy free shipping in the U.S. and Canada. And now, because of the holidays, for a limited time, everyone in my audience gets 20% off their first order, but you have to go to our special URL, MeUndies.com/Joey. Again, MeUndies.com/Joey. With MeUndies, better day guarantee. You have nothing to lose, especially around the holidays. Worst case scenario, you got a free pair of underwear. So don't wait any longer. Go to MeUndies.com/Joey right now for 20% off your first order. That's MeUndies.com right now for 20% off your first order and free shipping in Canada and the United States. What do you think about that, Lee?
I love it. I swear, get the sweatpants. The underdog, the unknown hero of MeUndies.
Yeah, no,
amazing.
Those red ones I have, they're all fucking purpose. I only wear my North Bergen shirt. I'm throwing fucking heat. You know what I'm saying? How you doing, Louis Gomez?
I'm good, man.
You're looking around the room. You're hearing dragons and shit. I can see that look in your eye. You're starting to look like Ada Fernandez. I've been drinking the hint water here for a month. In fact, we're only down to 1 bottle. I think they sent us 30. Whatever flavor, I mean, this is great stuff. You know you should drink 8 glasses of water a day, but who really does? Coffee, soda, energy drinks, this, that. Why don't you just drink some more water? Because it's bland. Hey, I'm the same boat. You want something that tastes good. Here's the solution. Drink hint water instead. You know you should drink 8 glasses of water a day, but who really does? Nobody. Why? Because it's boring. That's why you got to go to hint water, okay? It was started by Cara Golden. After her 4th child, she was overweight. She had terrible acne. She felt awful. She was drinking 10 of those diet sodas a day like Lee. She started drinking water, but she wouldn't like it because it was boring. But what the options were there? Juice is full of calories, and no-calorie drinks are garbage. That's why she started Hint water. Hint is pure, infused with the taste of fresh fruit. With Hint, drinking water isn't boring. They have flavors to suit any palate. Watermelon, peach, mango, grapefruit. Hey, it's Christmas time. This is a great fucking gift, okay? No sugar, no chemicals, just great tasting, all natural, fruit-flavored water. Both Health and Self magazines have named Hint water the best flavored water because they know how important drinking plenty of water is to your health, all right? Now, do me a favor, please. Right now, for the holidays, get a single variety pack shipped directly to your door, including 3 bottles of each of Hint's more popular flavors: pineapple, watermelon, crisp apple, and blackberry. Normally $24. I'm going to give it to you for $15 at drinkhint.com/church. Again, normally $24, $15 for 3 bottles of each of their most popular flavors: pineapple, watermelon, crisp apple, and blueberry. Blackberry, normally $24. I'm giving it to you for $15 at drinkhint.com/church. Again, that's drinkhint, HINT.com/church. Again, drinkhint.com/church. Happy holidays to you bad motherfuckers. And as always, I want to thank Onnit, the major sponsor of the show, whether it's a Shroom Tech, Sport,
the Immune,
or the Hemp Force Protein. They're always on point and always changing. Go to their website. Go to Onnit.com right now and look at the selection of supplements they have. I can't help you with the metal, but as far as supplements, I'll give you 10% off, and you'll get the rocking and rolling delivered to your door. Mr. Gomez, always a pleasure to see you.
My brother.
Mr. Syatt, you bad motherfucker. Always a pleasure to see you. What are you doing this weekend? I'm going to a pug show. What is it this weekend? What
am I doing this weekend?
Yeah, hear this fucking story.
Oh, we're gonna try to go to see that Bad Santa 2 again with Johnny Rock and his girlfriend. Oh, we're gonna try to do that.
You couldn't avoid that fucking call. Like it's a call from fucking Hitler, right? You see that number come up, don't even answer. You don't want to go to the movies with nobody. How old are we now?
Arrival.
What are you gonna hat with a propeller and shit?
I don't know. Are you supposed to have a couple friends? I don't know.
Not to double date like a half a fag and hold hands and giggle at each other's stupid jokes.
No, you do a couple swap.
Huh?
Let's do a couple swap.
He won't do that. Lee don't.
Come on, Lee. You wouldn't do that?
I don't think it'd be me. You'd have to convince, to be very honest. I think it'd be the. Yeah, I actually would. Because then you always forget that your girlfriend has to do it too, so that's not gonna happen.
Yeah. Put the goddamn music on. Have a great weekend. I love you, cocksuckers. Stay black. We love you, bitches. You gotta go nowhere.
No. My brother.
Where you go?